discussed the bullying issue with her, and I've made it clear to her, if she sees anybody being mistreated, please go out of your way to intervene, or at least comfort that person and let him or her know that you're there for them. Let them become your friend.
Right. You know, one of the things that I think, and I would love to see happen in our schools, is that, you know, when schools start in the fall, a lot of times we have a PTO meeting and welcome parents and things like that. Maybe we should talk about kindness and character and looking out for each other. And some of the training that I've said, if teachers would step to the doorway after class, when kids are changing class, a lot of the bullying, you know, would be cut 50%. A lot, you know, you would see people who look like they were being excluded. Somebody that you needed to talk to say what's going on, or what's going on at home. You know, maybe a kid is being sexually abused or physically abused. Just step to the doorway, you know, or ask the right questions, you know. Just ask the right questions and continue to say, who'd you sit by at lunch? Don't just ask about what'd you get on your math test, but who were you a good friend to, or, you know, and I try, I mean, I'm making my own share of mistakes, but I try real hard to encourage more than just what you do in science and social studies, you know, who were you kind to. So that's what we're doing. And I hope we make a difference in Dearborn and Ohio County. So, and I hope to see you all tomorrow at our events.
Thank you, Susie, for all you do.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So.
You doing well?
Oh.
If you want to bring the flyers up,
yes.
Make sure that.
And I have bookmarks and all kinds of fun things for whoever wants.
I'll make sure they get passed out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They're yours.
Pat Crider, Ice Rink, Short Street, High Street, parking lot for Music on the River.
Mrs. Crider couldn't be here tonight because this is really from the April 1st agenda. So she called me and she would like to table the ice rink report to the May Parks meeting.
Okay.
And then as far as the next thing on our agenda, I can somewhat discuss that. It's the Music on the River venue location, how they usually have it at the corner of Short and High. But right now the contractors are using it for parking for the event center.
We can do something about that, Mario. I mean,
Correct. I
we
think
can
Pat
move
was going
that.
to come tonight just to get permission from the board to keep Music on the River in the same location
Right.
with all the other amenities, also with the support trailer.
There's enough room across the street to park this.
Yeah, we'll relocate the parking.
We can locate that, yeah.
I think what she was asking for also, Aaron, is to be able to use that parking lot again.
Yeah, yeah.
They can make arrangements.
Motion for that, or?
We can make sure these go.
Do we need a motion? Do we need a motion for that, or?
You can. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to allow Music on the River to remain at the same location at the corner of Short and High Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Is that all, Aaron?
Aaron, also, you may add to that, I guess that was use of the trailer also. A Fall Fest trailer.
Oh, yeah.
That's no problem. She uses that every year anyway.
I mean, I do have two other things. They're actually under council because I didn't know there was going to be a Parks Board meeting, but it got moved to this date. So should I move them to the Parks Board?
The one you want to do.
Okay. The first one is a guy contacted me. He is actually the company that times all the 5Ks here on the trail. Well, most of the 5Ks on the trail. He would like to get permission to use the trail on July 11th for the Mackenzie Stewart Memorial 5K. It would start at the Aurora end, but work its way down here. And since it involves his daughter, he gets kind of emotional talking about it. So he asked me to get the board's approval for that.
What date was that, Aaron?
July 11th at 7 a.m.
The trail.
Yeah.
Already got the date?
It's the board's pleasure.
No, I don't know.
Not sure.
Is that date okay for the trail? Or we didn't
We
have
don't
anything?
do- they don't-
We don't technically book the trail.
Notation, and there's nothing in there, so it should be okay.
We just want to let them book if they come along.
I'll make a motion to allow them to use the trail.
Here, second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
And then the other item that was on the council agenda, which is really a park issue, is the invasive honeysuckle issue. I had two people, like plant breeders and specialists that use the trail on a regular basis, told me that a form of invasive honeysuckle is taking over the Lawrenceburg end of the trail, and I don't know anything about it, but the stuff they sent me said that the steepest parts of the sides of the trail are most at risk because there's no undergrowth underneath this form of honeysuckle, and so since it's open soil, every time it rains, there's erosion. And if you guys would like, maybe I could have these guys come to the next park board meeting and kind of discuss what we could do about it, or...
Yeah.
Whereabouts, do you even know where?
They said most of it's on the Lawrenceburg end of the trail.
Yeah, you don't know where?
They said they can go by and mark it for us, and one of the guys actually live in Aurora, and he's got a PhD in plant breeding, and, I mean, like...
The steeper part of the trail, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's probably right at I&M underneath the power lines. We actually have a proposed plan to do a cleanup and
Right
some...
side there?
Both sides.
Both sides?
Yeah, to do a cleanup, and we have to get AEP's permission because it is under all their power lines. And what it's shrub, honeysuckle.
Is it the poison kind or the?
No, it's not
They got
poison,
kind
It
but
smothers out everything else.
it's a shrub, and it's got little red berries that'll drop down. It's very acidic. It'll basically sterilize the ground for all other vegetation except for itself. As Aaron stated, it's a problem everywhere. It is very invasive.
But you have a program you'll start?
Well, we've got a improvement plan, but we haven't had a chance yet to sit down with AEP, show them what our plan is, because we have to get their approval.
This summer, we probably better move on the way it's growing.
And that would be, we'd have to grub out and remove what's there now. But I will tell you, the problem with it, it's, you can cut it off, spray the root with a stump killer or a brush killer, and it'll kill it. Problem is the wind and birds kill us. I mean, unless you get everyone in that area to do the same thing.
Well, maybe if you tie up with the man Aaron has, maybe they can do something about it.
Okay.
You probably need some kind of motion.
Huh?
Probably need some kind of motion.
So I'll make a motion to work with Mike Clark and the plant specialist and bring something back before the board in the future.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Any more, Aaron?
Not under new business.
Okay. Mario Todd Little League concession stand quotes.
Thanks, Your Honor. In your package, you'll see two quotes, one from Royal Lumber, one from Win Nelson Supply Company. Replace the cabinets there at the Little League concession, at the old concession. Win Nelson has a low quote for $3,290.
Any questions, board?
And these are comparable, Mario?
Correct.
Who was the other quote from, Mario?
Win Nelson and Roar Lumber,
Okay. What was the Royal Lumber's cost?
$4,100.
Okay.
I make a motion that we go with the lower bid when Nelson to replace the cabinets. We're talking both concession stands
Now,
or
this is just the old Little League.
the old Little League?
Yeah, the other concession stand is in pretty good shape, I believe.
Okay, to
Is
replace.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All against? Ayes have it.
Your Honor, there was one more thing in regards to the Little League. The city attorney said the one field, and I guess Leslie, the one behind, excuse me, Kentucky
The
Fried
old,
Chicken,
yeah, the old Babe Ruth.
in pretty rough shape due
It's
to,
in, I mean, there are poles in the outfield, and there's rocks. They pulled out rocks like this big, just trying to have them be able to practice because it's in really bad shape.
I talked to the
And it's just
Former
the
today.
majors, I think, that are over there, the major teams. There's only 4 teams
Right.
this year. I mean, they are branching out and playing like Aurora, Dillsboro, and Hidden Valley. So we possibly could have other, teams from other areas coming and playing there. It's just, it really just needs a good rake.
they had to have
Well-
the contractor take that rock hound, lightly go over that, then if they're that big.
Well, we see that the whole thing's been sodded.
Oh, it's,
I talked to Foreman today, Parks Foreman, he said he's having trouble with the water behind second base, holding in there. He's gonna put more brick dust in, he's only been on 2 guys, and he's got more guys coming in, so he's been behind, yes. So he's,
How did it-
It's not sodding the outfield, though, is it?
Yeah, we ended up sodding that.
How did the holes in the rocks get there?
I'd say the rocks got pitched there. That's new sod.
Well, I mean, there was a whole big pile of stuff there though, right? Wasn't,
No, Mike's saying the outfield. I thought the infield was the only thing with sod, but he's saying the
Well,
outfield.
we
got sod
ended
also.
up, we ended up
I mean, the
sodding
outfield,
that.
I just like some, and I haven't been in the outfield, I just, I have kids that play in it, and just this couple spots in the, right behind third base, that are big old ruts, and that's a broken ankle, you know what I mean? So, I told him I would bring it up to when Parks,
Well,
he's
we'll
gonna put
take a
more
look
brick
at it.
dust in there, try to take care, you're talking about the grass goes on the brick dust?
The big lip.
Yeah, they're gonna put more brick dust in, but he hasn't had the people right now.
just wanted to bring it to y'all's attention.
That's all I had, Your Honor.
Okay,
Mayor,
yes.
I had 2 things that were put under the council agenda, and their parks also, if I could bring those up.
Go ahead.
The first one is the Little League Parade, Opening Day Parade. It's going to be April 27th. That's Saturday. It's going to start at 9:30. Right in front of, it's going to be at High and Walnut. They're just going to come down, march down to the fields. And then the first pitch goes at 12 noon. And I know we usually shut the street down. We use the police department. But this is, I talked to the Lions Club, and they were kind of unsure of how the process went, but I told them that they just come to council, and I told them I'd take care of it. But it is April 27th, and I just wanted to make sure that the police were aware that it's coming up.
Yes, matter of fact, I'm going to get with Brad Massey, Civil City Superintendent, tomorrow, and we're going to take a ride through town and see where everything needs to be blocked off. I talked to Jamie Chase, who is the president of the league, and he gave me the area where they want to stage at, which is also down in one of the parking lots down on Short and High, and then we'll block that off, and then of course we'll have our cars, and then I think the fire department actually also gets involved with it, so we'll have it escorted all the way down.
Put that in motion, block streets on.
Just a motion to approve the Little League Parade on opening day, block streets, and use the police department.
And that is April 27th?
April 27th, the parade starts at 9:30.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All good. Ayes have it.
Your Honor, there was one more thing, just an update for the memorial there at the Little League Park. Mike, you said we're going out for the bids on,
The packages will be out this week. It'll probably, I don't know if we'll have them back in for the first meeting. It's possible that I could have them back in for the May 6th Parks meeting.
Mike, you need to speak up and talk into the mic, or you aren't going to come across at all.
Pull that mic closer to you.
I can't,
he's bashful.
Okay, no, I'm hoping to get them back in for the May 6th Parks meeting. I'm just going to have to count days, what day I get it out to make sure that we meet all the requirements, but
So maybe look at a date possibly in the May, 1st of June for dedication and
Yeah.
for both the field and the memorial. That's okay with the board.
Sounds good.
One more thing, Mayor.
Go ahead.
In your package, you saw Golfing for Girls. It's for Girl Scouts. We've, in the past, we've given them money, but now they're trying some fundraisers. They're going to have their first annual golf outing. It's out at Hoosier Links, Saturday, April 20th. Shotguns start at 9. It's $50 a person, teams of 4, and they had called and were asking if they could get 2 pool passes for Pat's Pool donated, so that they could do either giveaways or silent auction type things.
individual passes, what kind of passes, Bill?
They said that they would leave that up to the board.
Oh, okay.
I assumed, they're giving them away, it'd probably be better for a family pass. Passes,
Them type
but,
of family passes.
and this is going to 3 different school or Girl Scout troops, and they're going to Savannah, Georgia, I guess home of the Girl Scouts, in June. And there's 3 different troops that they're going to use the money with. So I'm just asking if for a motion, if we can give 2 family pool passes so they can do a giveaway or silent auction.
Second.
No, the only thing that came up in the Safe Board of Accounts, I can't
Audit.
exactly say, but as long, there's gonna be things that each one of these people that come for money, I mean, this isn't necessarily money, this is service, you know. There are forms that are gonna need to be put in place for these type of things. I think this is the closest so far tonight that we've come to, you know, giving away money. Really, it's just some pool passes, but, and Jackie and I have talked about it, and we have a form that we are working on. Greendale actually had one that they use, and we're working on that, but just so you can let your people know that there's something that we need to fill
I'm
out.
sure she would definitely
It's
come
just
down.
an agreement, basically, for any
Yeah.
kind of money that we
Because the State Board of Accounts gave me statutes that we have to go by as to whether we can give money or not. And we also have to do this noodle thing of agreements.
Right, but, and I haven't really looked at the statutes,
Tomorrow.
but I feel like, yeah, I'll definitely do that, yeah. I have time tomorrow to go look at the statutes, but like I said, this is pool passes, it's a little different, it's not just straight out
Yeah.
cash, so.
She said that if she needed to fill out any forms or whatever, she would definitely come down.
So can we move forward with this tonight?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is fine, like I said, it's just pool passes. They're not, it's not actually money exchanging hands, but, I don't know what else is on the agenda that might require that. We may need to table that until the next meeting, but,
Do this one, though.
which would just be the 1st, or the 6th of, May, so.
You put that in motion, Bill?
I'll call Carmen so she's aware and she can come down and.
I think she's back there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see you back there. So you're aware, so you can get with the clerk and do the paperwork.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, we've got a motion, a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Who
All
seconded
against?
the motion? I'm sorry.
Aaron.
Aaron, okay. All right.
Any more, Bill?
That's it, Mayor.
Okay. Any old business?
Yeah, I have one thing. Last month, I believe it was, AIM, the Young Professionals, Dearborn County, they came and got a donation, and we waived the parking fees for the garage, but I can't remember if we approved the 5K, and they wanted me just to bring it up to make sure it was approved.
Remember the date?
May 11th.
Oh, wait a minute, it should be in the,
Yeah. They got another one, 5K.
Should be in the minutes.
I got it here.
I know they don't.
I thought so.
two.
That's July.
I thought we did.
I have got way too much paper.
No, I don't have it.
Who was it?
I thought we did, but I'll just make a motion that if we didn't approve it, we go ahead and approve it on.
To approve the 5K
Yeah,
walk or run?
Yeah, AIM Young
Okay.
Professionals, Dearborn County.
Yeah.
I think we did, but just in case they were nervous that we didn't.
Here, a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Any more, Aaron?
No, that's it, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any more old business? Hearing none, review and discuss claims for board approval.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion adjourned?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay, we have utilities, 5 minutes.
Board of Works.
Board of Works, 5 minutes, really. Not a rush.
That wasn't in there at all. What was it under?
I thought it was the last council meeting.
I just want to slide it back.
I think she was. I remember.
approved it, but they were just nervous that we didn't.
I just think
You want me to do that?
Put on these bids.
He's actually already.
Sorry, I didn't get back to you.
I did.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's not on here, just on his.
I was just following your instructions. You told me to do it, so I already did it.
It's, making change. Loveland's property, where there were two separate projects. One was a storm drainage project and the other.
So, we had that accident out there today, and
Both made,
I had to go tell Missy. So, that.
So you think he probably wouldn't have died?
They really?
He's got a t-shirt. He's had it.
I do. When I came back to town.
I didn't know that.
At the meeting. I mean,
I was angry that
he knew
night.
me, you know. Exactly. And then Dad handled his brother's estate.
Why did we get them out in advance?
This is shit.
With a note, if you have any questions, contact us.
That's all we got. Yeah.
I imagine. He probably.
It's outside the date.
Did he go do that?
I got
He loves being in front of people.
sitting here thinking, how come you come in front of council instead of reading over?
This better?
And then kick you guys back to me. I'm just curious.
I guess we'll do our committee reports for all my stuff and your stuff and everybody else's stuff. We ordered new laptops.
Second Monday in May.
And
Did you need them?
yes,
What color are they?
they're the tough books.
Oh, you never had them before.
Yeah, I know. You know, we got those complaints about the cars constantly running during the winter and summer. So we went with a more.
It's over tonight. It's over tonight? It's over tonight.
Well, I need to go over and say hi.
8 weeks. I could have Amish build furniture.
Pretty good.
I got the Reservoir
All been
Road.
fine.
Okay, I've only got one.
No news is good news.
You know, we didn't get any more. Well, you know, Sarah
That's
says
why I got
we
mine
need
kind of
at least two.
separated out.
Due to the heart attack, I know.
Huh?
Thin head.
But she doesn't care about the three or not.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take
When he
a while.
hits it, it comes
It's-
right up.
I'm ahead of schedule.
I don't know. What's this?
No, I don't know her. Oh, good, Jim.
What's this
Everybody ready?
about?
She's gonna explain Jenny.
Oh, okay. What's she gonna
Know her,
do?
I mean, new mic.
We had all of them hired.
They did, but a couple of them dropped out.
Well, but then I got a letter saying they wanted to
Oh,
replace
yeah.
her with somebody else.
Yeah, she's gonna bring that up. These are
Okay.
too late when they come in.
Okay.
Everybody ready? Donnie, you ready?
At next meeting, next parks meeting,
Turn it.
we'll have something for them to
Turn it.
vote on.
She can start on. Call this Board of Works meeting to order. Somebody in the audience said we need to pull the mics in closer. They can't hear.
Let me turn the volume up.
Roll call, please.
Member Aaron Cook.
Here.
Member Donnie Bryant.
Present.
Member Mario Todd.
Here.
Member Bill Bruner.
Present.
Assistant Police Chief Mike Lanning.
Present.
Fire Chief Johnny Germain.
Here.
Attorney Leslie Votel, we know she's here, she's just not right here. Utility Director Mel Davis.
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Announcements?
Too close.
Hearing none. Approved minutes of previous meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Committee reports. Fire Department Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Just a couple of things to report tonight, Mayor. Crews have been out doing their business inspections and cleaning up the pre-plans and stuff. It's been working well. I got to get with Carl. We got to make some visits. Some of the businesses have small issues that we need to take care of, so all that's good. Also, final inspection's been done on the truck. It's in Erlanger now. I look for it to be in by the end of the month. And then we'll spend take our time and get everything mounted correctly on it. And I look for around a June 1st, get it in service.
Put it into service, yeah.
And also watch for flyers. I'll have a flyer in the next meeting. We're going to do a ceremony to put it in service, get the community involved, so everybody can look for that. The only other thing I have is I'd like to ask the Board of Works for a work session sometime to discuss personnel issues.
Personnel has to be executive.
Whatever. Just
You have a
direct
date?
me. Huh?
You have a date you want to?
No, I haven't. It's up to you all.
Okay, call tomorrow, we'll set something up.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay, police department,
Just a few things, Mayor. I gave every one of you a packet up there. Inside that packet we had 2 quotes from 2 different companies on our new laptops that we ordered. We got a quote from Mobile Tech, and then we got a quote from NSI, which is our local computer business here. And with that, we went ahead and went with NSI. We had the money in our budget for that. They gave us the best price and the best computers for what we need. So I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention that we did go ahead and go with NSI.
what's the board's approval?
I would so move to approve.
Okay.
Who put in motion, you did?
I got a motion and a second. Donnie Bryant and Mario Todd.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Second of all, Mayor, it's a letter here from, also it's in your packets, that Chief Honefeld wrote, and it's pertaining to one of our canine bunk, and it's reference his retirement. Canine bunk has a serious cardiac condition and is no longer capable of performing his duties with the Lawrenceburg Police Department. A veterinary cardiologist has recommended that bunk be retired. I have received a formal request from Nancy and Mark Safuto to care for Bunk during his retirement. The Safutos are loyal supporters of the Lawrenceburg Police Department Canine Program, and they currently cared for, which if nobody knew, Canine Rico, who passed away just a couple days ago, and has been assisting with Bunk's care as well. It's my recommendation that Bunk be officially retired and be donated to the care of Nancy and Mark Safuto.
Your
How do you
motion?
spell that last name? Excuse me, Mayor.
Zaffuto.
Okay, thank you.
Anything from the board? Entertain a motion?
I'd so moved that we let him
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
And then just a couple more things here, Mayor. In the packet as well, I won't read them all, but there's a couple attaboys from some different locations here. Morgan Hedrick went down and put a school safety thing on with Ivy Tech, and they got an attaboy frame in there. And then also there was an attaboy for Canine Officer Jacob Jump, who took second place at the sniff-off in Nashville, Indiana on March the 2nd. And then last but not least, last Thursday, there was the Take Back the Night, and just report that Police Chief Honefeld, Detective Schneider, Sergeant Loskamp, and Sergeant Myers, along with Officer Rosengarten, attended the event to show the support for the rape and sexual assault victims in our community.
Thank you.
Very good.
Any more?
No, that's it.
Thank you much. All of them, congratulations. EMS Director Bobby Mills.
The run totals for the month of March was 140.
How many?
140,
40, okay, thank you.
and that's all I have.
So you got, Bob? Carl, you have a report?
Yes, sir.
No report?
Hello, Your Honor. We can, Mr. Fryman and I did talk today. Our ordinance on the fair housing has to be amended according, and he has tried to get with me since the beginning of the year. I received that information from your office and have started to work on it. Most of it is just, there's a couple new definitions that need to go in there that have been replaced by prior definitions. One of them being the disabled is now handicapped. And so throughout the whole ordinance, the handicap language has to be, and I've already started on that. I'll probably bring that back to you on the, at the May 6th meeting. But, and of course, I'll meet with Mr. Fryman and see if there's anything else. He's been to the seminars and the education to see if we need to add anything else. But just wanted to let the board know that I did start on it. It's been requested since the beginning of the year, so.
Thank you. No more committee reports, new business. Bobby Mills, quotes for kitchen.
Yes, Mayor. The countertop at the firehouse, we'd like to get replaced if we can, and we've got 2 quotes. One was from Lowe's for $6,193.18, and Wynn Nelson was $4,393.
Bobby, pull that microphone closer to you.
Okay. $6,193.18 from Lowe's, and Wynn Nelson was $4,393.75. This does not include the faucet, but just on either quotes. That was not included.
Anything on the board?
So move to go with Wynn Nelson. Are we gonna install the faucets ourselves, our people? Is that what you're saying?
The faucet was not included. We'll just have to look at that at a later date once we get this thing made. It'll probably take a month or 2 for them to get it fixed up.
What they used to do on the faucets, they usually got them in stock, what they use all the time, so they got parts for them. I hear first, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Any more, Bob?
That'll be all.
Jenny Felix, summertime help replacement.
In your packets, you guys will see that I made a recommendation. We have a summer help position that's been opened up already before the summer's even started. With this gentleman's been offered a full-time position. Joseph Miller's who I'd like to recommend. However, Mr. Scott, you'll see that application in there as well. I was asked today to take a look at that because he is a Lawrenceburg resident. However, we did receive that application past the deadline, which was February 28th. So in all fairness, I felt that if we were considering his application, we should consider the other Lawrenceburg resident, Ms. Vocals, who was received after the deadline as well. I would still like to recommend the original Joseph Miller, just because it was received before the deadline, and I believe that's fair. Plus, I feel as though he's the most qualified.
I don't have the Millers. These dates on the 2 that I got are...
Here no, but it's a different paper. It's in here on where J.R. McMillan is not going to work. It's in your packet in another place.
Anything else, Donnie?
No, I just don't open up a can of worms with this.
Yeah, I would say I'd like to hire a Lawrenceburg person before a non-Lawrenceburg person.
We've stuck to
Yeah,
that.
but if you open, you're going to open up a can of worms by allowing applications after the deadline too.
Well, she's
Right.
got all the one. There's another one after the deadline. She's got them both here as well.
Well, they are both there, Aaron. However, other people have contacted me after the deadline asking about employment, and I've told them that they've missed it. So there might be other ones that we just haven't received yet because I pretty much told them not to submit it.
Your Honor, can we get by with the people we got now and then maybe open up a second?
We could always use 2 more. We don't have the money in the budget.
No, we don't have money.
The thing is, Jenny's going to explain something to you about the Obamacare thing.
Well, the healthcare reform, part of what's going to be effective in 2014 is that employers are required to offer health insurance to anyone that averages over 30 hours per week. However, there is a provision in there for seasonal employment. And that says as long as that person or those people are not employed for more than 120 days, working greater than 30 hours per week, they don't qualify for the health insurance. So really what's going to happen is January 2014, they're going to ask us for a report for this year and saying, you know, okay, how many people have worked over 30 hours beyond this 120-day period? And these folks may fall into it if they work over it. So we can either limit their hours to under 30 hours or maybe keep their employment less than 120 days and bring in another round of folks.
And way it's going to work, 60 days, I think the high school kids are off. When they go back, the person doesn't get hard, we can move them in then. However you guys want to do it. But we can go all the way to October 1st. That's when we usually let them go.
We're going to stop in August. There's not going to be enough money, honey.
Well, you use some money other places, haven't you?
Yes, but we're now going back to 2012's budgets.
Well, we can prove some more money for it if we have to.
Yeah, if there's money
Well, we're
available.
going to need the help, because the grass keeps growing up to October.
Yeah,
So-
I think we need to bring them in a little early, matter of fact.
No,
That
can't.
grass is a mess.
Well, we've got parks people, don't we, to mow? And
We don't-
other laborers that could mow?
We don't have enough of them right there. They're all tied up in other jobs. We've took more and more on to mowing, and we've got a lot to mow.
Yeah.
And however you guys want to do it, but like I said, the high school kids go back to 60 days. We can bring some more back in then, or what, till October 1st, whatever. If there's no amount of money, we're going to appropriate a little more money.
With the balanced
They start-
calendar, it's a shorter summer for
They
the
go back,
kids.
I think, August 2nd, is
First
that
week of
right?
August.
August 1st.
When they go back August 1st, grass goes to October.
I'll put you out there on a mower.
Or we can assess
I
the
can do it, done
situation.
before. But that's something we gotta think about, guys. I mean, we're gonna need the help. We took on a lot of grass, places they've tore down, and so we're gonna have to do something with it.
Yeah, we got a lot of parks,
Oh, we got a lot of park stuff to do.
on trails.
But, this 120-day thing, they can only work at the calendar year, right?
Yeah, it's a calendar year, so it doesn't even have to be consistent. It can be broken up as long as it's 120 days within a calendar year.
So,
That's giving us 90 or 30 more days, right?
right.
That ought to be good enough. If we have some areas that get a little weekend available work, we can pull them off and then bring them back in to finish it up. But I really hate to open up a can of worms taking in these applications. There's so many kids out there that put in and
After the deadline
we're
date.
gonna get stomped on.
I'd make a motion that we go with your recommendation. To go with the Joseph Miller who put us in a timely manner.
Have a motion, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Mario?
Yes.
Yes. Aaron?
No.
Bill?
Yes.
Donnie?
Go with the motion one more time, I'm sorry. What?
It's to go with her recommendation of Joseph Miller.
Want to have his application in on
Then when he
time.
had his application in.
Okay. 2 noes and 2 yeses, dear.
There you go, Your Honor.
I'll back the motion.
Yes, okay. Motion passed then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Mike Clark, continue education.
Thank you, Mayor. As you know, we've got a policy here where we encourage continued education. My tech assistant, John Johnson's working on his schedule as we speak. I did notice we have nothing in the budget to cover that now.
It will be taken care of down the road.
I was going to say, I have enough in my non-reverting P and Z fund
okay.
to cover him this year, but at the same token, I think that's a line that we need to strongly consider putting in because, like I say, it's hard to encourage people to go back to school and continue their education.
Mike,
when-
we have it in some of the budgets. It wasn't necessarily in yours because I
Okay.
didn't know he was going back to school. And like I said, we're back to the 2012 budget.
Right.
So, and I was gonna work on that.
Well, like I say, I can
Later.
cover him this year
Okay.
in my one fund,
Okay.
but
This
just,
year's budget, Mike, we're gonna put more money in for schooling. We had other
Okay.
people
Well, that was going to be my suggestion.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Fire Chief John Tremaine, fire extinguisher sprinkler system inspection.
Yeah, I was given the task again to request for quotes for the fire suppression and sprinkler systems and fire alarm system throughout the city. And it was for the admin building, the parking garage, police station, fire station, city maintenance garage, community center, and Agner Hall. We received 3 quotes back. One was from Eckert Fire Protection, Corson, and Quality Sprinkler. Eckert was the lowest at $14.75, but in the letter that they received, I was very adamant about getting the fire alarm at this building taken care of, and they did not include a number for that, and they were the $14.75. I would recommend Quality at $2,900 for that reason. They did put in the provision to get this alarm system in this building updated. We were looking at it, and it was, what year was it, 2003?
02.
02. So, that's my recommendation because I was very adamant in the letter that stated, you know, we need all this, but I want to get this alarm system up and running here. So, and that didn't happen with Eckert. So, you want me to go ahead and go over the fire extinguisher stuff?
Yeah, go ahead.
Please. Go ahead with the fire extinguisher. Okay. With that in mind, I had sent out also for them to request per unit the inspection and or the yearly maintenance on our 300 plus fire extinguishers that the city owns. And basically we had Keith Fire Extinguishers out of Rising Sun, who currently does it. Eckert, they submitted a quote, and so did Corson. And what I did was to try to better explain this. I just picked out a 10-pound fire extinguisher because everything is itemized, from the recharge, the inspection, the hydro tests. So I just picked out one 10-pound extinguisher just to let you guys know the cost of it, and then I'll recommend one. Corson on a 10-pound fire extinguisher is $15.25 for a yearly inspection per unit, plus an 80-cent inspection fee. Keith is flat rate of $15 per extinguisher per year, and then Eckert was $20, and then plus a $1.55 tag fee per unit. So my recommendation would go ahead and stick with Keith Fire Extinguishers.
Anything on the board?
Yeah, I have a question for Leslie, actually. I don't know if it applies since it comes out of the fire budget, but these contracts say the period covered by this agreement will be 3 years. So do you have to have...
The same thing happened like with the what's it called? Elevators?
Yeah. So
As long as we put subject to
Okay,
appropriation.
that's my question.
and There's a way for that person, for us to
Okay.
terminate it if it's, you know,
Yeah, that was my question.
Yeah, we would just make sure that that language needs to be put in any contract. So these form contracts, Johnny, might, you know, we might need to mention. I saw it with Corson, I didn't see Eckert's, but, I mean, it is something that we'll need to make sure that they know it's subject to appropriation.
Okay.
Is that your recommendation?
Keith for the fire extinguishers, and then Quality for the sprinkler. And
Any more from the board? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Your second? All in favor?
Aye.
All against? The ayes have it. Any more, John?
No, that's it.
Mario Todd, Fairground Storage Building bid opening, Fairground Restroom bid opening.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe the clerk received the bids today at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if she would open them, and Jack, I guess we'll take the bids under consideration, so you don't have to go through all the checking of documents.
Oh, okay. I have 3 bids for the restroom,
Thank you.
which is Bruns Gutzweiler,
Please turn your phone off.
John P. Tumlin, and Seymour General Contracting. Well, maybe I'll open it. I got it. Oh, these here. Open that one. Okay. Well, maybe.
They come together, don't they?
Super glue.
Yeah.
These things? I like
Bruns Gutzweiler's, bid is $375,000. Oh, okay. John Tumlin. I'm not sure what's in here. Oh, financial, okay. Tumlin is $177,970. Wait a minute, that's the wrong way. Oh,
I don't know who created these sheets, these new sheets, but I like them. Writing the bid amount and the company name.
wait a minute. Okay, so you don't want to go back in. And I lost the piece to my microphone.
Yeah.
Restroom, this is the third one. Okay, this is Seymour General Contracting. His bid is $159,044.
044?
044, yes. Wait a minute, let me put this back in here too. And I'm gonna get these, we'll do it that way, okay.
This restroom too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. Wait a minute, what's this? Storage building, storage building?
That's electric.
Oh, that's utility meeting, yeah. We don't want that. Okay, I'm sorry, I have another one. The pool group, bid on the restroom project.
P-O-O-L-E?
P-O-O-L-E group, yes, if that's what you said.
Yes.
Okay, and their bid is $254,000 even. The apparent low bidder then would be Seymour General Contracting.
Anything on board?
I'd so move to go with the lowest bid if he meets all the qualifications after you look it over.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. These storage building here?
Yeah. Wait a minute, I'm still writing.
Hold them up.
Okay, that's fine, thank you. Well, I guess I don't need that. This is the storage building.
They must be afraid it's gonna fall out of here.
I don't know.
They do.
Okay, so we have 2 bids on the storage building. The first one is John P. Tumlin. Let's see. His amount is $91,920. Wow. Thank you. And the next one is from Seymour General Contracting. And his bid is $95,844.44.
Anything on board?
Make a motion, go with the lowest bidder if he meets all the qualifications.
And that was
Which that would be John Tumlin.
John Tubman. For a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm getting rid of these. Mario, you want these? Okay, the top, that's the restroom, and then these are the storage building.
Thank you.
Okay. Come over to my office tomorrow morning and sign in blood that you have them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No more new business? Old business?
I've got one thing on our new business. We've got these 2013 employee hires for the Pat O'Neill pool. Do we need to do something with these now, or?
Oh.
We ought to approve them probably.
Okay, I mean, I can read them.
Okay, go ahead.
Like I said, these are the 2013 employee hires for the Pat O'Neill pool recommendations. Lifeguard rehires: Adam Bailey, Morgan Baker, Tyler Bowling, John Burris, Amber Gausch, Gunnar Ernst, Travis Hawkins, I believe it says Hollins, Amber Holland, Chandler Hoskins, Dalton Keeble, Brad Montgomery, Rachel Steinmetz, Justin Ullman, Lindsey Van Cleve, new lifeguard hires: Kelly Hedger, Grant Ricketts, Jared Pettit, Michael Lynch, Pavilion Splash Pool Splash Park Monitor, Ramon Humphrey, Travis McAdams. Cashier Monitor rehires: Michelle Abbott, Angela Sabino. Concession stand hires: Megan Harrell, Adam Schiller, Ashley Stonecipher, Nico Jesse. Pool janitor: Tom Rogers.
Anything, board? I might add, some of those people on there, they had a hard time getting qualified people that had permits. They had to go outside of Lawrenceburg and get a couple.
I believe all the new rehires are Lawrenceburg.
They're all certified.
Yeah, and certified.
And they had to cut a couple too because they couldn't fill them.
It's always important to have certified people.
Yeah, we let 2 go.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion to approve the
Second.
the list.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Old business. Presenter Mario Todd, HR furniture purchase.
Thank you, Your Honor. As everybody knows on the board, this has gone on for 8 weeks. And it's for the Human Resource new office at the top floor. Jenny, if you have Sands, can you take the podium and we'll explain our situation?
He's putting you on a stand again.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Good job. There's 3 quotes in front of you. But the most responsive quote is the middle quote there from Best Price Office Furniture. And I'll let Jenny kind of explain that. But first, the breakout you see in front, we've got 2 different wage scales on here. There's a flat rate scale and the prevailing wage. And I guess Les is going to be up to you to determine if we're going to need to use the prevailing wage or the flat. So I guess with our motion, if we accept tonight, we'll probably use the prevailing wage scale. But if it doesn't need to be used, go back to the flat.
For buying the furniture?
No, this is actually
and having it installed?
This is the install.
The assembly.
It was brought up a question that they're going to be here more than X amount of time, and I think maybe put some blocking or something back behind a wall or whatever for the furniture to actually mount to, and may fall underneath the wage scale.
Well, in that case, if you're talking about Best Price office furniture, that was the same either way. Oh, no, there's $14 difference. Sorry.
And I'll let Jenny kind of explain when I say the most responsive regards to best price and Cardinal, the difference.
Well, really, I mean, it's pretty simple as far as the quality, as far as service and response, and also from my observation as far as quality in the product. I was able to view both of them, and I do feel as though Best Price Office was able to produce a better quality of furniture.
You gonna meet all the specifications you set up?
Yes.
How long is it going to take to do it?
She's been 8 weeks collecting all the data.
I know, I just mean as far as how long it's going to take them to do it.
Oh, that I don't know. She spoke with him.
3 to 4 weeks.
As far as installing.
Oh, as far as installing, I think they said about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the prevailing wage. That's when that would kick in, right? As far as how many hours?
Good.
That wouldn't qualify, I don't think, for prevailing wage. Not for 4 hours. I think.
Well, it's not based on the time.
It's not based on time, but this is a service type deal, isn't it?
Correct. Correct.
We bounced this thing around.
So just make sure we stayed inside the Indiana code. It was pricing both ways.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the prevailing wage thing, but I thought it was hours. gonna have to do with
I
hours.
seen
What
something
does it
on
have to
that.
do with then?
Our ordinance says any work performed by a contractor has to be prevailing wage. And you'll find out in a lot of cities, it's a dollar amount, anything over X amount of dollars.
Right, okay, so that's what I was thinking about the.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
Now, the Cincinnati office products, that's Cardinal, right?
Yeah, Cincinnati office products?
No. It's home
I know
furniture.
Cardinal was on the previous ones I seen.
This is what we're.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, all right.
Well, I guess then as far as, I mean, you would probably, just to be safe, would do the prevailing wage thing.
Again, if you find it doesn't apply, I mean,
Yeah.
both rates are submitted here on the sheet for all three.
Difference is about $14 if you go with the most responsive, which is Best Price Office Furniture. Like I said, $14.24.
Well, people, we've always went with the lowest bid. I don't like changing the horse in the middle of the race here. 'cause
They said that our ordinance says we have to go with prevailing rate.
Prevailing wage.
Hey, Jenny, what do you, I mean, as far as most responsive, can you?
As far as viewing the product,
Well, Les may want to
Your
explain,
access, or?
you may
Yeah.
explain the term most responsive, I mean, just to meet her qualifications.
Well, basically it just means, I mean, they might not be the lowest bidder, but as far as, well, in her instance, is the quality of the product, her dealings with the people, the way that they handle the business. I mean.
the response to what I was requesting for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I mean, can you tell us as far as Cardinal goes, I mean, was there something that they didn't do? I mean, obviously.
That they didn't do? No. In the end, they did end up doing everything that I asked for, however, it did take a very long amount of time.
Okay. So it wasn't until after you got Best Price Office, when they did it all up front, that, okay.
Right, with Best Price, it was, I would ask for something, anything, to view it or to add something on, and it was very simple, very easy to deal with.
Best Price local
Right,
contract to it.
right.
Cardinal's going to say they're local, even though they're based out of Frankfort, Kentucky,
And you
because
can't-
their office is down the street.
How long did it take you to view the Cardinal sample?
From the
you
first
asked.
time that I asked, it was 6 weeks.
So that's why we're here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all these
Who do you
meetings.
recommend?
Best Price.
Okay. Who's the board with?
I think we have to go with the prevailing wage anyway. That's what the ordinance says.
What the ordinance says, I do that.
I would so move with the HR's recommendation.
On the prevailing wage.
Correct.
Okay. Have a motion, here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank
Finally
you.
get some furniture, aren't you?
Thank you.
Any more old business?
I like that person's
Your
out on
Honor?
the floor.
I think you've all got a copy of a change order request for a project on Dowdy Road, on the concrete work. The reason for the change order, last year we had a stormwater project that went from Bilby Road down to 48. They also had the off-right-of-way concrete program that just didn't mesh and blend. We found some problems making it match up. We went through the proper procedure on the change order. It's within the dollar amount limits, and I would recommend that you guys consider and hopefully approve that change order request.
Is that where they had that stormwater come off that hill?
Yeah.
What's the board's pleasure?
Okay, what's the change order look like, because I can't find it?
This is all I got.
Okay, so,
That's under Mike S. Hall's.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
I'd suppose to repair it for it costs us more.
Did you put a motion? Here a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All's against? Ayes have it. No more old business? Review and discuss claims, board approval.
So move.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All again? Ayes have it. Motion adjournment? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Utility Board, 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Slide those down to Suzanne.
Gary, you behaving? Gary?
How are you, sweetie? How are you doing, Mary?
Say, hey, it was time.
Okay, no problem, thank you, yes, sir.
Yes. This ain't nothing serious.
Yeah, I don't know that I need to text them.
Cat stuff.
But I will get with you about, because the pool people are out of town today and tomorrow, but I will get with you about getting you 2 passes. And about, I'll get with you about signing that agreement, okay? Okay. Okay.
That's not a good reason.
Yes.
If anything, it's a worse reason to sit there and get somebody a job. If you want a job, maybe, you know what, maybe I'll sit there.
That's in the packets. Yeah, you can pump it up. I don't know, all right.
It'll take a while.
Well, yeah, it's a state board of accounts, Golden Life just screwed my life in my office. Who's doing this? Case. Who is Case?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would never fix it for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Award there.
Are you on the agenda?
No, spot there.
Okay, that's fine.
Isn't that's...
Well, and what was your name?
Responsive thing is.
Okay. Well, honey, trust me, honey, everybody else does. Truthfully, that's no problem. Okay?
Right. Well, maybe.
Hold on to this too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they'll call you and just, you know, like I said, everything's in the packets. Everybody knows. I'll hold on to this. And, wait a minute. Yeah, right here. Yeah. No problem. I don't have a friggin' clue. Mike, can you give me a copy of that change order tomorrow? I can't find it.
Okay.
And you know what? Oh, well, I don't know.
But I'm gonna have to give it to somebody, because it's not mine either. Transmission. Because I told her, I said, Board of Works only. Yeah.
Smells. What smells?
Oh, I got one.
Peace.
I'll take it back.
Laws. Oh, that's not Mills.
The only thing good about it, I don't.
How many miles?
Probably 90.
Have a seat, Toots.
What year was that?
I forgot this. It's a public hearing on the additional appropriation.
Well, they finished their first full week of Carmel.
Well, yeah, I just
Zach and Tyler, yeah.
That's just the ordinances in there for council.
I thought,
We'll be fine. I still can't find that thing.
Yeah,
Mr. Clark. I don't know.
I'm glad, I was kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
Sitting behind a desk for a couple of years kind of changes.
Well, honey, I've kind of gone through all of mine, and I don't know.
I'll look for it.
Okay. Well, I just wanted so I can do the minutes tomorrow. Home furniture, what's this for? I asked him. Oh, that's that. Okay.
You got one?
I told him to get it to me tomorrow.
Thunder.
I can live with that tomorrow.
Hey, Tyler.
This is all Mel's.
Yeah.
Hey, Suzanne.
Yeah. What's the deal?
I mean, that's whatever. It's fine. Okay. Let's see.
He's not here anymore. I was gonna talk to him about, I don't see him. What's his name?
Yeah, Jill took him to baseball practice. And
Oh, no.
he wasn't feeling good, and then she got him. The coach said, you know,
That's fine.
he's
I'll probably leave him here till tomorrow. Okay?
I guess no sooner she got to the car. Your dad would tell you to do that. Suck it up, boy.
You two guys look down. Now what you doing? Yes, I am. Next meeting I'll have a cow. No chili standard here.
No.
Last night.
Last night, yeah.
Last night. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. How old was Carl?
God, I don't know.
They say how old Carl was.
Just seen him at the Christmas party. He was good there, yeah. God,
He's a pretty good fellow.
oh, well, I like Carl. Billsy, yeah.
Oh.
Where's JR?
I don't know.
Ivy Tech.
He clipped the porch.
Yeah, on your own.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
That was just 2 days ago. I didn't do it. I usually run in the morning. Yeah, I was going to go out there too.
Yeah, he
clipped it right.
Yeah, right upon.
Yeah, right on 48. Sunday school.
Me and you getting this award. Me and you's getting this, right? The National Safety Award. We deserve that.
And that's why you sit down the road.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that works.
We were about to call out the dogs, JR.
Did you need something? Everybody ready? Come on. Call utility board meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Member Jane Pope?
Present.
Member Aaron Cook?
Here.
Member Bill Bruner?
Present.
Member Mike Lawrence?
Here.
Member J.R. Holdcraft?
Here.
Attorney Leslie Votaw?
Here.
Utility Director Bill Davis?
Here.
Mayor Dennis Carr?
Here.
And myself.
Any announcements? Hearing none. Approved minutes of previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Committee reports.
Thank you, Your Honor. First, I'd like to thank everyone that came to the rate session that we had. And I would like to request permission to engage Crow Horwath for a cost of service study, or at least get a price on it and see what the pricing is.
What was that cup?
Crow Horwath? Don't
Yeah.
ask me how to spell it, Jackie.
I know how to spell it.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember which word came first, okay. If for a cost study?
A cost of service study.
Cost of service study, okay. Thank you.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Can you explain that a little bit?
Sure. Cost of service is, what they do, Leslie, is look at all of the utilities. And we try to determine the cost of serving each class of customer to make sure that the rates are balanced the way they should be. There are some classes that require more service than others, and you need to take a look at that and see if your distribution prices or your distribution in water or your collection prices are correct for that class of customer. That's what it is.
You want to get approval from the board for that?
Pardon me?
Approval from the board for that?
I'd like to get permission if I can.
I'll make a motion to proceed.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
And then, Mayor, if I could,
Now, why should we spend money
Hold on, we got.
for a study?
pardon me?
Why should we spend money for a study?
If you want to, well, during the session that we had, if you want to determine that your rates are proper for each class of customer, you have to do this study.
Well, we don't have any intentions of increasing our utility rates, do we?
That's up to the board. My intention in this is making sure that we're charging enough for every class of customer. We might have to ship some rates around.
Because there could be a possibility somebody maybe is getting charged a little too much.
Too much, absolutely.
Roll call, please.
Just a second. Okay, Jane?
No.
Okay, Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay. And JR?
Yes.
Ayes have it.
Ayes have it, yes.
Thank you. Mayor, I'm going to move something out of new business, if that's all right, up to committee reports.
Go ahead.
And that's the safety award. Your electric utility won an award back in March, and I'd like to read what the plaque says, if I could. Lawrenceburg Municipal Utilities, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, for meritorious achievement in attaining a low accident frequency during the year of 2012. First place, Group B for systems with 15,000 to 29,000 worker hours of exposure. We actually didn't have any lost time accidents in 2012. No reportable accidents, and that's quite an achievement. I think we have someone here from the utilities. Dale, if you would come up.
Might add, this is every utility in the United States, we was number one out of it.
Here you are, buddy. Thank you. There were, in that class of utility, there were 1,400 other towns that we, I don't want to say competed against, but we submitted reports, and so we won a first place in that. These guys and girls do a good job.
Congratulations to you and your staff.
Thank you. The only thing that I did, Jane, was keep from falling down so they wouldn't have to report it. These guys did the work. In the utilities right now, the electric crew is on Tanners Creek Drive, installing a pad-mounted switch and a tie for that circuit, which is important. And the water crew is doing, they're engaged right now in the water well and plant maintenance. Waiting for good weather so we can start a couple projects. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mel. New business. Mel Davis, request quotes for replacement dump truck.
Yes, Your Honor. We have a dump truck that is becoming more and more unserviceable in the water and wastewater department. I would like to get permission to go out for quotes for a replacement.
Is this truck over 50,000?
Pardon me?
This truck over 50,000 value?
Probably,
We need to go out bids.
Okay, we can do that.
3 bids.
Mel, the truck you're looking at replacing, you know what year that is?
It was here when I got here, Mike, and that's 11.
When did you get here?
02.
What's board approval?
Make a motion to go get the bids.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Make sure they're bids, not quotes.
The other item on new business is an emergency purchase of a Transit Connect van. The reason for this, we have a pickup truck that this is the third transmission that has gone bad, and to replace the transmission is $2,000, which is more than the value of the truck. In your packet, you had 3 quotes, one from Don Meyer Ford and 2 from Hag Ford, one for a 2012 and one for a 2013. I would recommend the lowest bid of the 3, I think, which is the 2013, I believe.
Yep.
That suits us just fine. So if the board agrees, that would be wonderful.
2030?
No, year 2030.
20,000.
Those are the new vans, fuel efficient,
Yes,
like we just bought?
yes.
Okay. They're working pretty good. What's the board's pleasure?
Which ones you decide to go with, Mr. Davis?
Pardon me?
What-
The 2013, I think it's the middle one, Jane.
It's 20,000.
It's $20,000.
$30.42, okay.
$30.42.
I'll make, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Mike.
I'll make a motion to go with the 2013 from Hag Ford, $20,030.42.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank you very much. I
And
appreciate it.
Mayor, could I bring up again, is the city going to put together auction this year?
Yes.
For the old equipment and stuff?
You'll probably have some stuff going, the Civil City's getting together their stuff. I told the departments, get everything you want to put on it. We'll probably do maybe Mike, June or something like that.
In
They
the
gotta get an
summer.
inventory of what they got,
Mhm.
and we'll get it together.
And on the dump truck, Mel, do you have any idea how long, is that something that'll have to be built, or do you think it'll be?
Probably have to be built, Mike. I'm thinking that it will be. I don't know if they have any of those on stock. I'll find out.
I was just thinking if that has to be built,
We'll
we'll do
know
auction
next,
after that.
yeah, we'll know next meeting, so.
When do you think delivery on that would be?
On the dump truck?
Yeah,
I don't have any idea till we get the bids in,
maybe midsummer.
probably.
You got an old one to get rid of, we might as well just wait till we get one in, then have the auction in.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, moving on. Any old business?
Under old business, Mayor, poll attachment of Cincinnati Bell, I would request that the board allow us to table that topic.
This was just, it wasn't a master agreement, it was just a poll attachment?
Just the poll attachment, but
There are some concerns, Judge.
we have some other issues that we want to discuss before I bring this up to the board.
Okay, just prior to next meeting, okay. Put that in motion.
Your Honor.
Make a motion to table.
Second.
Did you second it? Okay, thanks.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Okay.
No more old business, Mel?
That's it.
I've got 2 things under old business, Mayor.
Go ahead.
The first one is I just want to check up on the Frank Whiteford, if he's ever contacted by a cleaning service. Does anybody know?
Yes.
He was?
He was.
Okay.
Actually, Bill took it upon himself to make sure that happened.
Actually, Mel had taken care of it, and he had called me on 2 occasions and said that he appreciates it. I haven't talked to him since, he said the cleaning service was coming.
That's my idea.
The day he called me, that afternoon, so, but I haven't talked to him since.
Mr. you have a
I'm
call, Mr.
sorry.
Wyver?
Mr. Whiteford.
Can you speak
about
onto the
cleaning-
mic, Bill?
About the cleaning service coming. I know you had taken care of it.
Has the environmental company finished yet?
I haven't talked to him.
Well, the environmental company has to come first, because if you clean it now,
Right.
I
I just
did
haven't
see-
heard.
I did see Mr. Whiteford, and I asked him if there was any mold or anything, and he said no.
okay,
So,
then we'll schedule the cleaning now.
that must be okay.
Yeah.
That should be it. Any more?
Yeah, the second thing was, an issue that we talked about last year, and I get approached by it on a weekly basis, and that's utility employee, James Cunningham, taking home his vehicle. So I figured out he averages over 10,000 miles a year taking his vehicle home and back. That's only on a 5-day work week. Usually he works more, but that's a 5-day. Yes.
He doesn't take his vehicle home.
We stopped it, yeah.
People contact me on a weekly basis. He don't take it home at all, that vehicle? Okay.
We stopped that last year, I think it was.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, being Zarin brought that up, I want to go back on some old business. Has Mr. Fryman and Mr. Clark stopped taking their vehicles home?
All of them have.
And Mr. Todd?
No, I still take mine home.
Yeah.
Mr. Clark and Mr. Fryman leaves theirs here now?
No.
You do still take them home?
You still take them home?
You're not
it's in the
supposed
contract,
to.
wasn't it?
It's in the union contract that no union workers are permitted to take their vehicles home.
What about the people on call?
It just states no union,
It says no, even on call.
No, we're not.
even on call.
In their contracts say they get a vehicle. I don't know about that.
I mean, now that you're in the union,
And there again, I know the Chief Stewart, Dave, because we questioned that, and he said, no, we had discussions, you guys are not. You're
that's not up to
excluded from
them.
that.
That's up to the union contract and us.
Well, and there again, I'm just going by what our Chief Stewart said.
Yeah, it even says if they're on call.
In January of 2012, I made a motion that all vehicles were no longer allowed to be taken home, and nobody followed that, including Mr. Clark, Mr. Fryman, and Mr. Mario Todd. Mel Davis was okay too. Mayor Carr was okay too.
It's in Mel's contract, I think.
Yeah, in 12, we were still under the union contract, so employees could still take their vehicles home. But 2013 is when.
Well, I made a
it all
motion to
stopped.
stop that though, and it never got followed through. He made a motion to have decals put on all vehicles.
I understand
That
that.
did take place.
But in that discussion, they said it was still in the union contract and on-call employees were still allowed to take their vehicles home, but it was stopped in the 13 contract, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Mr. Lyons?
So, Mr. Clark, Mr. Fryman, and Mr. Todd, you will no longer take your vehicles home?
Sounds like correct.
Yeah, and I'm gonna follow up with Chief Stewart to find out where he was giving me the information, but if that's the way it is, that's the way it is.
And maybe they might be able to amend the contract, because I know, like, Mr. Fry.
Why are you backing down on that when we agreed to that a year ago?
Why are you interrupting me? Because I know in Mr. Fryman's case, when the Holton tornadoes came through, he was right there, he lived close to there, and so he could take his vehicle there and help. And there are certain, like Mr. Todd, I don't know about the rest of the city, but I see on my street, 8 o'clock at night, working on the street with his lights going, helping whoever's working out there, and he only gets salary, he gets salary, so he gets paid the same. So there are certain circumstances, that maybe could be amended with the union. I'm not sure how it works, but.
So why is
Did I
Jimmy-
just say we should be talking about this under council? Just.
Okay, I brought the utility, we can talk about it on council. No, we can table it till
But that
council.
was utility, Mike.
Actually, it's a board works issue,
No.
workforce.
Yes, it would be a board worst issue.
If you're going to table it, I'd like to make one more comment before it's tabled. I don't know why Jimmy Cunningham should be set aside and not be able to, while those three can continue to.
I thought the same thing. I did the research and try to think of the uses why they would take them home. Like, I thought on-call people could, so I thought that was a good idea. Because they can run, say a water main break happens, they can run right there, but he doesn't do any of that, so I thought that wouldn't be an issue for him. Then I figured up the mileage, and it was over 10,000 miles a year.
And Mr. Fryman drives to Dillsboro.
And like I just said, I thought of uses where the reason why they could take them home. And he helped. If you don't want to help tornado victims that happen, that's fine.
Jane, I live
I'm sure Mr. Fryman would help regardless, if he had to jump in his own vehicle.
Well, that's something I can contact you and talk to.
I'll park mine at the city garage, like I
But,
can walk to my vehicle.
Making amendments to contract's pretty hard, guys. Let's open up a contract, and we don't want to do that, we just did one.
And it is in the contract that you're no longer allowed to drive them home.
Well, again, I'll park mine, I have no problem.
Have to look at it.
Let me get with Chief Stewart, talk to Chief Stewart about, some department heads, like Mario, he's out sometimes 4:30 in the morning. He's right at his house. He's not putting that many miles on it. Let me check Chief Stewart and see what we can do. Right? I know some of the employees, yeah, I live pretty far away, I can see the point on that one. Let me talk to Chief Stewart, see what he says, and we'll get back.
I make a request to go back to the minutes. I believe it was in January where I did make an motion and it was approved. And we decided we would go by the contract for that year, but the contract changed, so.
That's fine. Well, any more from the board, anybody else got anything to say about this?
Not, I guess we can talk about it more under council.
Let's settle down out there. Any more?
I guess we have to talk about it under council, I don't know.
Okay. Actually, workforce board works meeting. That's
Okay.
okay. Moving on. Any more old business? Review and discuss claims board approval.
I'll move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Member Jane Pope,
Present.
Member Aaron Cook,
Here.
Member Bill Bruner,
Present.
Member Mike Lawrence.
Here.
Member J.R. Holdcraft.
Here.
Assistant Police Chief Mike Lanning.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
Here.
Attorney Leslie Votaw.
Here.
Utility Director Mel Davis.
He's here.
He's here somewhere. Mayor Dennis Carr.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, under announcements, welcome back, JR. Glad to have you back.
Thank you. Glad to be back again.
Okay, I'm gonna make some changes on this committee. I'm gonna change the finance committee to JR Holdcraft Chairman and Aaron Cook, effective today. Any more announcements?
Who's gonna take
Yep.
the other? I know he's streets, alleys, and
Cook.
curbs.
Yeah,
No, but I mean, he's streets, alleys, and curbs. Who's gonna take that one?
well, we can move it over. I'll move that over later.
Okay.
I got an announcement. I'd like a moment of silence for K9 Rico for his years of service.
Okay,
Well, I
I
think we
have-
should also do a moment of silence for all the victims in the bombing that happened today in Boston.
Boston.
Yes.
Not, I wanted to bring something up. I think we lost a former city employee.
yes, we did Colorado, pass
Great
rate.
man. Carl Rowe.
Any more? Approved minutes of previous meeting.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Committee reports. Streets, alleys, and curb, Aaron Cook.
No report, Mayor.
Finance, Gene Pope.
I reviewed all invoices and claims, and I denied the Hollywood for the CSX Transportation Incorporated, $358,102.
Okay. Any more? Fire Department, Bill Bruner.
No report, Mayor.
Police Chief.
No report, Mayor.
Fire Chief John Tremaine.
No report.
EMS Director Bobby Mills.
No report, Mayor.
Mayor,
Yes.
I know you done some change in there on the finance committee.
Yes.
But I can't remember the, planning and zoning, is that your appointment or the council's? I can't remember.
I've got 3 and council's got 2.
I think Doug was one of the
That was
councils.
a council.
I believe.
Doug was a council appointment.
So can we vote?
Council has to
Right.
approve that.
Is it okay to vote tonight for replacement on that?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that, we put J.R. Holdcraft on planning and zoning.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Who seconded it, please?
I did, Jackie.
Bill, okay, thanks, dear.
Any more, Mike?
No.
So Mayor, I'm on finance and then planning and zoning, then, right?
Yeah, your finance chairman.
Also, there's a vacant seat on the 10-county grant now, too, but that's your appointment, though, Mayor.
I let council appoint one of them on that.
Well,
We didn't do it by ordinance, though. So, we'll wait on that.
Okay.
When's our first meeting on that grant?
Probably be around the 1st of May,
We'll get somebody set.
after the council meeting.
After the 6th?
We'll get somebody set on that. Okay, new business. Jim Creech, AEP tax abatement.
Hello, I'm Doug Rosenberger, the new plant manager of Lawrenceburg and Tanners Creek plants, and Jim and I are here with the tax abatement paperwork and also the annual $200,000 check.
Thank you.
So, would you like
It's
me
unusual
to?
somebody giving us money.
I say that every year.
So, who would you like me to hand that to? Okay.
Okay.
Anybody have any
He doesn't let
questions?
me touch it.
I'll never see it again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions from?
Yeah, actually, heard a lot of rumors about the plant. Could you maybe fill us in on?
Which plant? Lawrenceburg or Tanners?
Tanners.
I'll let him answer that one.
Okay.
And rumors as far as possible shutting down or
Shutting
changing?
down, closing. Yeah.
Right now, there has been a case, the new source review consent decree that's come out, and the way it's set up now is units 1, 2, and 3 will shut down in 2015. And unit 4, there's a study being done right now whether it's converted over to gas-fired or shut it down. It's the only 2 options it has. After the middle of 2015, there won't be coal burned at Tanners Creek anymore.
Now, if they can go to gas, they won't need 3 to start 4 up anymore, will they?
They're looking to see what they're going to use as an ox boiler. They may convert unit 3 to be an ox boiler if they do that, but they're looking at other items to do that, a new gas-fired one, or there's actually an electric option out there, electric boilers as well.
Yeah, I bet it would.
That study should be done around the middle of June, 1st of July, to where they'll make a decision somewhere in that time frame.
There's not a chance of coal
No,
at all.
no, that consent decree isn't official. It's the result of a court case.
When that plant go online, 49 was or something like that?
First one's in 51.
51? It's old.
Would you mind just keeping the mayor apprised, because there have been so many rumors
Sure.
that we've all heard, and that would be a great thing when you hear about it in June, what's going to happen. That would, because I'm sure it's something citizens would like to know too. They know the truth
absolutely.
and not just the rumor mill.
We have a meeting set up with you later on.
Yeah, the 24th.
Right, we'll sit down and talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dearborn County Community Foundation, thank you.
Oh, that's this, okay.
Breaking your microphone. Good evening, I'm E.J. McLaughlin, one of the representatives of the Lawrenceburg Youth Foundation, which the Dearborn Community Foundation supports. This is our annual report to the city of Lawrenceburg. First of all, we always want to say thank you for this program that was started, I think, like 14 years ago. The members on this committee, we have Denise Settler from the Lawrenceburg Community Foundation, the Dearborn Community Foundation is back here. We have Barb Brannigan, who represents the Lawrenceburg Community Center. We have Holly Hines with us from the Babe Ruth. I represent the Lawrenceburg Lions Club. We also have Mike Helfermeyer, who represents the 4-H. We have Steve Kelly, a new representative on the board, who represents CASA. And we have AJ Hastings that represents the Lawrenceburg Pee Wee football. I think in your packet, Denise has given everybody a list of the donations that we made this year through the generosity of the city of Lawrenceburg, and then we should also say from the Hollywood Casino, where the money comes from. Right now, what we do, we give away about $150,000 a year. Half of that goes to the kids in Lawrenceburg, and half of that goes to the kids in the county. That's how it was set up years ago. In addition to that, we put money aside in an endowment. You know, I'm happy to report that endowment, and when we started this 14 years ago, we didn't know how long Argosy or Hollywood would be here, so we put, you know, $50,000 a year aside in this endowment. We thought, wow, we ever get to $1 million, that'd be great. That endowment is up to $1,200,000. So we've been able, that money's been able to be put aside over these last years. In addition to that, there's been $1,200,000 granted out to the children of Dearborn County, with half that probably going to the kids in Lawrenceburg. So something we're proud of, something you all should be proud of. Usually we have the check here from the interest that we get on the endowment. I think you all have already got, you've already got that, or I don't know how that works anymore, but Denise will get together with you, Jackie, and stuff on that. So again, we just want to say thank you, and as I said, this is our annual report. If you have any questions for me right now, I'd be more than glad to answer them, or if you have any questions, Denise with the Dearborn Community Foundation can answer, you know, questions, you know, down the road.
Well, and as we spoke about earlier about our agreements that we may need to do, I mean, that's something that we may need to look at doing with, even with, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a whole list of them in the statutes that you know, any entity that we give money to, we may have to implement some type of agreement, just so you know, we can make sure that, you know, if there is any agreement, that we'll get it to you for you and your council's review.
And I think Denise, you know, who really does all the legwork, you know, we just meet, you know, once every 2 months. That can be part of the process. We've improved the process over the years, that it's, you know, we ask for more and more and more information, so I think that just makes sense.
It's a subsidy agreement. I got Greendale's to use. It's very simple.
Okay.
I mean, really simple.
Okay.
Let me get a motion on this so we can roll the money back to you.
Okay.
Need a motion to turn the money back.
I'll make a motion to return the check.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All against? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do, E.G.
Good enough.
Denise Sedler, use of parking garage, April 21st.
Hello. Back in December 3rd, I had brought 2 youth council members with me to ask permission to use the trail for our 5K run walk. That's actually happening Sunday, April 21st. This is all new to me. I've never done this before, and through talking with others, we're going to actually utilize the Ivy Tech building, and we've already talked to them and got approval for that. But could we get approval to waive the garage fee so people could park there? That was something that I did not realize I had to ask back in December.
What's the board's pleasure?
I move that we allow her to use the parking garage without fees.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Thank you. Is there anything I need to, do with that?
I think you're set to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Should be good, Denise.
Andy Lyons, David McMullen, Indoor Sports Facility Development.
I thought we already talked about this. I don't know.
So we are here tonight representing McAndrews Development, and I'll tell you a little bit about McAndrews Development. It consists of myself, David McMullen, and Andy Lyons, who I believe you all know. Andy and I have spent the better part of a number of years talking about the feasibility of an indoor sports complex here in our local community. We are local residents of Lawrenceburg and have 5 kids that are student athletes in the community, and spend the better part of our weekends, it seems these days, traveling to cities like Indianapolis and Columbus, Louisville, Lexington, to these indoor sports facilities. And you know, a lot of times we end up spending the night, getting a hotel room, money on dinners. Brought us to the thought that, you know, why does all that money have to leave our community? We have a number of resources here that might allow us to offer that same type of facility here in our local community. So we'd like to put a presentation together tonight that just kind of gauges interest from the council to see if there is any interest in a partnership that we could develop that might allow us to develop a facility that would, quite frankly, be the envy of the tri-state and potentially the Midwest. In motion sports, you know, over the last couple of years, more like the last 15 years, we've seen an increasing number of indoor sports activities. You know, I can speak from personal experience, you know, having 3 daughters, they're in these indoor soccer, volleyball tournaments outside of the community on a regular basis. Our goal would be to promote and build a local sports and fitness facility that would appeal to all generations and all comers, not just elite fitness folks or elite athletes, but a facility that would appeal to all ages and all demographics. Again, I already mentioned it, but I think a critical piece here is that we do continually see our community members leaving the area to participate in these types of activities. In motion sports would be a very comprehensive facility that would include the sports you see listed there: soccer, basketball, volleyball, tennis, gymnastics, football, baseball, softball, lacrosse, cheer, dance, wrestling, total fitness gym, weightlifting, competitive leagues, intramural leagues that would encompass all comers, certainly tournaments, seminars, and ultimately camps that, again, our youth today are leaving our local community to participate in. Again, we'd like to appeal to everyone from toddlers to seniors, sports and activities for people of all skill levels. And I think one of the things that we can provide in a facility like this is an opportunity for youth that are on the outside looking in. The kids who, you know, don't necessarily make the cut, so to speak, when they try out for teams. And you know, I think it's important. We talk so much about childhood obesity and where we're at as a society. I think this is an opportunity to keep those folks invested in their own wellness and well-being. Our idea, what we'd like to do is partner with the city of Lawrenceburg, and we're not exactly sure what that looks like today, but I can tell you that based on our research, I'm not sure that it's feasible for private capital to invest in a facility like we're thinking of that would be as comprehensive and as broad-based as what we'd like to achieve. I certainly think there's an opportunity to attract new business through this venture. One of the things that we are proposing is a retail facade that would go on the outside of the structure that would potentially attract new businesses that, you know, today may not recognize Lawrenceburg as a profitable option to bring their businesses. Certainly it would create jobs in the facility itself, but also that retail facade and establishments would create additional jobs. It would increase our tax base and certainly, again, provide those local opportunities for our youth and really for folks of all ages. So as we kind of put our thoughts together and decided how we wanted to pursue this, we looked at a couple of different options. A lot of times what you see in these facilities, they're housed in old empty warehouses. You know, we took a look at the Shenley buildings. That seems like one option. But the fact is those really aren't adequate facilities, and there's really not a whole lot of empty warehouse space here in the community to put a facility such as this. So we came to the conclusion that our best option was going to be ground-up construction. One thing I will mention, ground-up construction does come at an increased cost, obviously. but I think it gives us all the components that we're looking for. And as you'll see in our proposed location, I think it also gives us the visibility that we're looking for in a facility such as this that is easy to find for folks. It's appealing and aesthetically pleasing, and you know, it's something that will hopefully draw folks from miles around.
My question is, where is this location? I'm looking at a map here.
Fairgrounds.
You bet.
Oh, okay.
So the proposed location is located in the Lawrenceburg Fairgrounds, next to the recently constructed athletic fields. In the illustration, you'll notice to the east of the site is US 50, and immediately north is the fairgrounds parking area.
The small squares.
Yes.
That's city land, isn't it?
Andy, can you address that?
Correct. The actually, pretty much the larger rectangle you see there is the McAdcourt property, and then the smaller rectangle would be the parking area, and that pretty much is all city property in that area.
Now, one thing that I think that needs to be brought to everyone's attention, this is a large-scale project. Under roof, this would be a 175,000 square foot facility.
What kind of cost you got on? You have any speculation on that?
We do have some speculation, but it really will be determined. It's a pretty wide range. It could be anywhere from $6 million to $12 million, depending on what we all decide we want to do with this. I'd like to show you a couple of examples of what we're thinking about. By no means do we have a real distinct idea of what this should look like, but here are some ideas that appeal to us and hopefully will be appealing to you as well. So as you can see, there's varying levels of what we can accomplish with this, but potentially it's something that could really be the pride of the city. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Andy, who's going to talk a little bit about our design plans and what the interior of the building would look like.
I've spent a lot of time in volleyball tournaments and stuff, from Nashville to Chicago to St. Louis to Cincinnati to Columbus and everywhere in between. We've been traveling all over, so I've came up with this design. It's kind of a conglomeration of all the different facilities that we've been to, the different activities that you see happening at those facilities, the success. The nicer facilities are more successful. So the more attractive we make our place, the more it's likely to succeed. Just to start with an overview, what you see here is a 100,000 square foot phase 1 proposal. Included in that is all that diagonally hatched area that you see. All the diagonal blue-green lines is a representative of a second floor. That would be an additional 38,000 square feet. These next few slides will give you a little better idea of what's there. 250 parking spaces in this phase. We'll give you a little bit more of a close-up here of the building structure itself, less the parking. Again, the hatching that you see, the diagonally placed lines are a second floor. There are going to be 3 full-size gymnasiums with this facility. In these gymnasiums, there are a multitude of different activities that can happen. In this area, the hatching you see again would be a second floor viewing area. This would also double potentially as a training area for a CrossFit program or the like. I don't know if you guys are familiar with CrossFit, but it's gaining popularity like crazy. So that's something we would like to include in our project.
Andy, how many soccer games can you play in the wintertime?
In the wintertime, my oldest no longer is local. She's down in Hanover now.
How many can you play in this facility here?
In this facility, with the 2 soccer fields, you can play probably, I would guess, as many as, 32 games in an evening.
I understand that's a big...
It's huge. It's huge. If you go to these soccer facilities that we do have, nearby, they're overcrowded. You can't find a parking space in them. And our people are going there.
Thank God my kids are grown.
You've got a grandkid. You've got a grandkid that'll be playing soccer soon enough.
They will be.
You know, soon enough. So I'll move along, give you a little better view of the gym itself. It's kind of hard to see the white lines in there that are horizontal. That is a full-size gymnasium basketball court. The green that you see is a full-size tennis court that'll be utilized by hopefully the high school and our older generation that enjoys tennis. So going down, and then we can break this thing into 2 gymnasiums, and we'll utilize curtains to do this. The 2 red basketball courts are an 80% size court. Those are suitable for your AAU, type tournaments and games and practices and facilities such as that. And then the blue that you see is volleyball. So there would be 2 of those in each gym. So phase 1 has basically 6 basketball courts, 6 volleyball courts, 2 full-size gyms, 2 full-size tennis courts. We think it'll be, just popular beyond belief. That's the direction that the sports is moving. That these kids are going to a single sport these days. Mike sees it in baseball. If you guys have any kids playing soccer or volleyball, it's becoming their only sport. So we'll move on. This is soccer field number 1 is the main area there. The small circles you see to the left is just a dining area for the concessions. The front up there are towards the north to the top of the page are several retail units. There's an arcade included in this area. And then you kind of get your first view of what we're proposing as a second floor track. There, the red lines that kind of encircle the whole soccer field area and concession area there is a elevated track that will look down on the whole area. It's an attractive feature, and you'll see some examples of that here later. This would be the south end of the facility, second soccer field, and the other necessary facilities such as your men's and women's locker rooms and the concession/store area. And that's the idea we have for the design of the facility. And we'll move on with some examples of what we think that you'll like to see in this thing.
So I get the fun stuff. These are some ideas of what we think this facility could look like. This is an image of what the second floor track would look like. This is of a couple of basketball courts. You'll see hanging there the net structure that separates the courts, which is very similar to what we would propose in our gyms. I believe that's an indoor soccer field. Is that right, Andy, or is that a lacrosse?
It's both.
Yeah. Now the red's a little loud in this, but this is a snapshot of 2 indoor soccer fields side by side. Not necessarily exactly what we would look like, but if you haven't been to a facility like this, it gives you an idea of what the insides look like. We'd like to incorporate some indoor tennis courts, fitness center, and this is another example of a multi-use gym. This one set up as a volleyball court. This is just another image of an indoor soccer field, a little less loud, if you will, than the one that was in red, but certainly something that we could accommodate. And another view of the track. And Andy, I think you mentioned that one of these looked like it was suspended from the roof, and one of them, and I think that which one?
This one looks like it's suspended from the floor. And we have both options with our designs.
Yeah. This is a really key component too that we didn't mention. These wrestling tournaments fall in right in line with the volleyball and the soccer and indoor baseball and all these other tournaments that we're becoming more and more familiar with. But these wrestling tournaments that they hold, people come from hundreds of miles around to participate in these, and I think that'd be a great opportunity for us, especially as wrestling becomes more and more popular in our local community. And these are just some more images of potentially what it could look like. You know, I know that it's been mentioned in, I believe, previous council meetings that there is a real genuine interest in a full-scale gymnastics facility. We would have the space to accommodate something like that as well. So Andy talked about phase 1. This is what phase 2 will look like, and I'll let him talk a little more in detail about what those plans would be.
It's for the most part self-explanatory. You'll see the all the colored areas would be phase 2 of the project, and I'll roll through these pretty quickly. We'll mirror the 3 gyms that we've proposed. One thing that's added with these 3 gyms to the left, you'll see some purple lines over there in that far left gym. Those could potentially be batting cages, and batting cages could also be put in the other soccer area that we're proposing. This would be a phase 2 of the project unless, you know, the interest is there to complete this entire project as one phase, which we'll have to do some studies to see what's feasible and what's not first. This would be the larger soccer field. This thing is about 75% the size of an outdoor field, so it's a good size. It's a good size indoor area. This thing can be utilized for baseball, softball, football, soccer, lacrosse. It can be divided in half into 2 separate soccer fields for youth events. And the possibilities really are just endless with the facility like this. This is an example of a gymnastics area. This example here includes a toddler recreation area. There's a potential that something like this could be put in place and use as a latchkey program. This is just another design that I'd actually just found this one on the internet. So shows a full service gymnastics facility, and it's something that the community has asked for. It's something we're certainly going to consider, and we hope that the council likes what we're proposing, and we hope that we can continue to develop this thing with you guys. And I'll let Dave close.
Yeah, Dave, do you have to buy the land now? McCabe?
Yes, we would. So just to kind of close, you know, we think this is an attractive project for the community, but quite frankly, we're not convinced that this is something that can happen without an investment from the city of Lawrenceburg. I think the one plus side of what we're trying to accomplish here, though, is this is a project that would not require any subsidies from Lawrenceburg beyond an initial investment, which I think looks a little different than maybe some of the projects that we've done in the past, which is one thing that I hope appeals to the council. I think as far as next steps, ideally what we would like to accomplish is to have your support on a feasibility study that would just kind of look at our demographics and look at the surrounding areas and the areas that we would pull from to make sure this is something that is accomplishable and something that would be successful before any of us make any long-term commitments to what this would look like.
I think, Grant, I don't know, a few meetings ago, or was it redevelopment, that they had talked to you about checking into some demographics and things like that? Did you?
No, we haven't gotten that done yet, but that would be the first step. Get some demographics done, because you gotta have the rooftops, and you gotta be in the area and do that. Do a survey based on overstock and leakage, as far as what the competitors and that in the area, and do analysis that are on target with needing to get the comprehensive study done.
So the facility that we propose is completely unique from anything that you would find in and around the Cincinnati metro area. There are similar facilities in Indianapolis and some other cities that I mentioned, but our hope is that, you know, we could attract certainly from the Cincinnati metro area and all those surrounding communities. You know, we spend our time and money in Indianapolis. There's no reason we can't attract those same folks to come here to Cincinnati. And again, I'm not so sure that there's not an opportunity to attract from the entire Midwest when we have some larger tournaments. So are there any questions or comments at this point?
I got
a
couple things. Just some, I read some investment from the city, but then other times I'm kind of hearing that maybe you're looking at a full investment from the city.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and you know, I think that that's open for discussion. Certainly, I don't know that Andy or I, neither one, have the resources to go ask a financial institution for $6, $7, $8 million, but certainly, you know, we would want to contribute where we could.
But I mean, is this something that you're thinking of a loan, or the city building it and you own it, or I'm just trying to...
Yeah, I'm not so sure I've got a really honest answer for that, quite honestly. I think all of that's open for discussion as far as I'm concerned.
I think obviously with, you know, depending on how the study comes out, this facility could change, you know, I guess quite a bit, or maybe not
Yeah,
much.
you know, and that's, you know, we've got a number of phases that are planned. Certainly, we don't have to do it all at once. If it makes more sense, I mean, I think we would have to come to a decision on, you know, what is feasible and financially what makes the most sense for the community. You know, ideally, we'd like to have a complex that, again, is the envy of the Midwest. But if that's not possible, you know, I do think there's some merit in having a conversation about what the facility should look like. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, JR, you did have a question. Okay.
Dave Rudisell, sponsorship for 213.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. In your packet, you should have received partnership agreement.
This.
I think everybody should have one. I don't know if JR gotten one.
Yeah, I got one.
Great. In the past, this is my 7th season promoting the Lawrenceburg Speedway, and I gotta thank the city of Lawrenceburg for providing us with a great facility. We're nationally known with the Speedway, been on TV countless times. Just recently, last week, we was on Speed Channel. They did highlights of a race we had 2 weeks ago, so we're getting a lot of national attention, putting on some good races, and like I said, it's my 7th season. Looking back, since 1950 when the track opened, the second longest promoter that's been there, which is kind of strange, but it's been 7 years. Mel Johnson was there for 10. So as we looking towards this season, we're 2 races in. Proposals just like last year. We made some changes from in the past. Last year we made changes. Council requested or asked if we could include the city residents in some of our promotions. So this partnership with Lawrenceburg includes that also. It went over real well last year. We had 3 nights with 2 of the nights being free admission for the city of Lawrenceburg residents, and they simply just brought their ID in, their driver's license, I think is what we took, and they got free admission, which was well received. A lot of people took full advantage of that. We advertised that throughout the city on the radio, newspapers, and other flyers we put in the papers. So I'm asking the city to once again renew our partnership for this year. Any questions?
If the board does this, you will advertise these 3 events and what the citizens get?
Absolutely. As we did, I don't know if you saw them last year, there were some flyers. My wife does all the buying, but I know there was some media, radio, and then newspaper, and then there were some inserts. And then we also use all social media outlets to let people know. And we're open for suggestions to let the residents know. We can, I don't know if we can send out something attach it to the utility bills or what have you, but we're open for suggestions on the way to get the word out so the residents know this.
And I'd just like to read it to the public that May the 18th, the city of Lawrenceburg residents would receive free general admission to that race, which is King of Indiana Sprints. July the 6th, Lawrenceburg residents would receive free admission, and that's the Blast from the Past, Legends of Lawrenceburg. And September 28th, the residents would receive a discount of $12 for adult admission, and the regular price is $25 for adult, $5 children, and regular price is $7.
Yes, that's correct.
I say the Little League just said theirs on Saturday too, where they wear their jerseys and get them free, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, and actually this weekend's Scout Night at the races, and the Boy Scout, Girl Scout can get in free for this weekend. So we do a lot of promotions like that to involve the kids, and this promotion also was it's great for all the city residents, and also it's good publicity for the city of Lawrenceburg. People come from all across the world to come to Lawrenceburg Speedway, believe it or not. This past weekend, we had people there from Australia and New Zealand. So it's pretty amazing that people that travel here to see the races. And if you haven't been out, get out and see one.
And I'd like to ask one more question, if I could. On September 28th, I mean, would you possibly consider that child admission be free if they live in Lawrenceburg?
Yes, we would consider that.
What age child?
What do you consider a child? Under 12 and under or something, or?
We have, it's 7 to 12 is our child admission.
7 to 12?
6 and under, all of our events are free for any time.
That's what I'm asking, if you'd be willing.
Yes, yes, we consider that, yes.
Any more from board? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion.
I meant.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you will advertise that, correct?
Yes.
About the free admission for the kids for that race too?
He's very good about advertising.
Mayor?
Yes.
I had a question. I didn't know, when you guys were talking, were you asking if we wanted to, if we were interested in doing a feasibility study, or are you all going to do that?
Is there already one underway?
It hasn't been approved by the redevelopment commission yet.
Yes, we would be interested in your support of a feasibility study.
Okay.
So
Let us know in redevelopment how it comes.
So I'd say attend the redevelopment meeting or get on the agenda?
Second Monday event.
Yes.
We'd hope to attend the April, we're on the agenda for April on council. We'd hope to attend the April redevelopment.
See the 14th, I believe, 14th.
I will let you know, there is going to be a special redevelopment meeting on,
Wednesday.
yeah.
5 o'clock.
There's a work session.
Yeah.
Yes, it's open to the public,
That can be brought up in the work session.
because we've heard it. I mean, we've had people that are interested, so.
Okay, good, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Tony Messer, case support for job fair.
Hi. Just wanted to announce that we're hosting a job fair, case program. What we do is we assist individuals with disabilities, help them find jobs in the community. We cover a 5-county area in southeastern Indiana. This event will be held at Ivy Tech Ivy Tech Community College Riverfront Campus from 11 to 1 on April 18th. That's this Thursday. Obviously, wanted to get here sooner, but was unable to. Currently I have 17 booths scheduled there. We just added one today, which was Lowe's here in Lawrenceburg. But we've got CMHC, program called Experience Works, Home Depot, IBEW, Electrical Training Center, Interim Healthcare, Intrapac, a new company in town, Mears Corp., which is in Versailles area, New Horizons in Batesville, SIILC, which is in Versailles, Staff Mart, SMX, which they handle the Amazon account in Hebron. We got Staff Mart, Two Hawk Employment, and 5 other reference booths in that's going to be there. Primarily what we're trying to do is just bring awareness to our program. We are connected with community mental health. We started out primarily just handling, assisting people with mental illness and helping them get jobs. But I've taken care of individuals with behavioral and other conditions. What we're, the second thing besides just making us aware of the job fair that's on the 18th is also asking for assistance with drinks, door prizes, and advertising costs. Of course, I heard earlier about the needing to submit some paperwork, so didn't know if that was still a possibility or not. But I do have flyers available on me if anybody has any questions.
So what are you looking for as
advertising costs, door prizes, and drinks and mints and all the little extras. $250 was what I was looking for.
$150?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would make a motion to give $250 out of council donations.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
And
Annette?
when you come to get that, hopefully by Thursday, we'll have the form that we need.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it, and hopefully we help some folks in the community get jobs.
Thank you.
And that, one thing too, some confusion about that I've been asked about, this is open to the public. We're not trying to just get our clients jobs. This is open to anybody in the community. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Tony, would you give me a call tomorrow just to remind me to do the check, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
I got a question for our attorney, Mrs. Lambert, or Votal. What's the difference between the $22,000 and the $250? Do they have to do the paperwork for the $22,000 for the Speedway?
That's an appropriation, and that's coming up. Jackie's going to address that in a couple. Looks like it's on that additional appropriation. The
250 is
and other ones like that
already appropriated.
Or is anybody that we give money to, and it is just basically signed under oath that says they're using the money for what they're saying they're using the money for, basically.
Actually, on the Speedway, too.
Yeah, the State Board of Accounts, I mean, we have an agreement, though. We have a contract with
Right.
with
the racetrack.
racetrack. I mean, it's a little
Yeah.
different. But the community center, the adult center, who else? A special crimes unit. Those are all ones that they brought up to us that we need to do, maybe a little bit more involved in agreements with those bigger entities. But it's something we're gonna
I read the
probably get
report.
done. Yes.
Thank you.
Jan Luby, TNR, report for Pauls.
Good evening, I'm Janet Luby. I'm a volunteer with PAWS, and I'm the coordinator of the TNR program. In 2010, the city of Lawrenceburg approached PAWS to help with a cat problem in downtown Lawrenceburg. We were asked to try a TNR program, and TNR stands for Trap, Neuter, and Release, which means cats are not rounded up and taken to the shelter. You spay and neuter them and return them to where you found them, and then a caretaker gives them food, water, and shelter. It's been successful in other cities, and we wanted to try it here. Typically what happens is the adults are fixed and returned. They're usually not adoptable. The kittens are removed and adopted, no new litters are born, and the population decreases over time. So at a meeting with the city, we discussed targeting 100 cats downtown Lawrenceburg in the city proper, not up and down 50, even though we knew there was more up and down 50. We would not spend more than $100 per cat. The city would give us, so that'll be $100 per cat for 100 cats. That would be $10,000. The city would give us $5,000, and once we spent the first $5,000, they would give us another $5,000. We never spent the first $5,000. We're still working on it. We discussed that we would at least, at a minimum, test each cat for feline leukemia and FIV. If they were positive, we would put them down, and we would spay and neuter. They asked us to target East High, West High, and Hava Java, and we specifically requested to do cats at Lawrenceburg Speedway, Front Street, and St. Clair Street. And since this was a new program, we had a lot to learn. And what we found is that each of these areas was a different situation. So the Speedway cats were most like a typical feral cat situation. They weren't bothering anybody where they were at. We fixed them, we put them back, they got a caretaker. Everything's fine. The cats on St. Clair Street and Front Street, the people really didn't want them there, and a lot of them were mom cats with babies, so we did our best to remove them. We found there were a lot of kittens, so we found homes for them, and, well, we found homes for them through adoptions outside of the shelter. Most of these cats never were at the shelter. And we found a few barns for some of the cats, and it is very difficult to find barns, so it's not like we can just, you know, let's round them up and find a barn for them, because there aren't that many that we know of. So, which means most of the time you have to put them back where you found them. The biggest surprise was East High Street. We heard there was a lot of strays down there, but when we got there, they were not what I would call strays. The people down there were very protective of these cats. I know of at least 5 people feeding down there. It wasn't a situation where you would ever want to remove the cats, because these people, they felt as if they were their strays. And they were more like pets than they were strays. We ended up spaying and neutering 63 cats and euthanizing 5. The populations at each of these areas has decreased. And so now we're left with, what do we do next? Of the original $5,000, we spent about $4,300. We never did do East High, basically because we didn't have a contact down there. So in all these other areas, we found that it was easier if you've got a contact working or living on that street or in that area. So if there is still a problem at West High, you know, if we have a contact, we can work with them and continue. I have heard that there's a couple more that have recently come in on East High, so we could spay and neuter them. So I guess what we need to know is, should we continue with trying to spend the last $700 and continue the program, or do you want us to return the money?
I would say continue.
Continue.
Genuine, seems like it's working. I would say.
And you don't necessarily have to do the same streets. I mean, any stray cat you come upon.
Which looks like Aaron's got it on the agenda.
Yeah, I have two questions about, I just want to note that the 5 cats that you euthanized is because they tested positive for the FELV.
I remember, I think 3 of them I remember tested positive for FIV, not feline leukemia.
Okay.
And I can't remember if 1 or 2 Speedway cats were injured or not, but it's been 3 years, so I don't remember.
And the other question I had is, if if someone from the city, an official from the city brings you a cat, will you guys take it?
I don't work at the shelter,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, they accept any animal that's brought to them as long as the animal came from Dearborn County.
Okay. Because as you can see on the agenda, I have some stuff to talk about tonight about that. I was just wondering.
And I noticed 2012 declined. You only picked up 2 cats.
Yeah, and that's mostly because I hadn't heard of any more that needed to be done, and
We got them back on St. Clair again, and we got them on Arch Street, too. We've also got them on Martin Luther King Drive and Fox Drive.
Short, Elm. I've had about, I'd say at least 8 calls in the past 2 weeks about cats.
if I have contacts that I can work with, and, you know, that helps. But I don't go knocking on people's doors and saying, do you got any stray cat problems?
Yeah.
Or at least refer the people that are calling you to.
Sounds like it's mostly calls coming from District 1 and District 2.
You want me to go ahead with my downtown cat problem right now, incorporate with this, or?
Before we do, let's find out what they want to do with the money.
Okay.
What's the board want to keep the money, or?
I would like to keep the money, and then with what I think Aaron's going to bring up, maybe go ahead and...
Okay, let's get a motion to keep the money, and we'll go to Aaron.
Okay, I make a motion that the money left over from the first $5,000 you can retain.
And that's to continue the...
That's to continue to use it to spade and neuter.
And return. If we don't have
return,
enough.
I don't care if they're spade and neutered, I don't care if you return them.
Okay, you made a motion, need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Aye.
Roll call,
I
please.
just don't want them returned.
Okay, Jane?
That wasn't in the motion, she asked me a question.
Well, she said return it, I mean.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean spay and neuter and return the cat,
We'll
not
get
the
that
money.
later, let's just go ahead and vote here.
With the funding or the whole motion of returning the cats?
Funding.
'Cause I'm not against the funding.
Just
Let's do
funding.
Okay. Just the
You get your cat later.
Okay.
And FYI, there was a yes in the back that they will take cats
Yes.
if they're brought.
The New Paltz Humane Center is open admissions for any county resident. You can, if you catch a cat, stray cat running in your facility and you don't have an owner for it, you can bring it to the Humane Center during our open hours. We're open 6 days a week.
Okay, very good.
Now we'll just,
So the motion is,
Yes.
the motion is to keep the money and to continue to use it, right?
To spade and neuter.
Spay and neuter, okay.
roll call.
Jane?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
Mike? JR?
Yes.
The ayes have it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Aaron, let's go. No, I got Jackie first.
No, that's okay. Go ahead with Aaron.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay, like I told her, I've got about 8 calls in the past two or so weeks about cat problems in downtown on the streets that basically they mention Elm, Arch, East High, Short, St. Clair. And some of the problems that I'm getting from these people are the cats are getting on their new cars, scratching the paint. So they're having to fix that. Or one of them was a new car, I guess, and that person's really mad. The cats are scratching their cars. Some of the people on Short Street are having cats fight it by their house all night and can't sleep. They're spraying their doors. Children's toys in the backyard are getting sprayed by stray cats, and then the kids are coming in. Little kids are coming in with their hands smell like cat spray. Then they're using their yards and sandboxes as their restrooms. I'm getting all kinds of complaints and this is all about in 2 or 3 weeks. So I looked up some of the cat ordinances in the city, and basically, 9202 says that. Let's see what's over here. It's a public nuisance, and any cat that is not on the owner's property, under the owner's control, is at large. And the city of Lawrenceburg and/or Dearborn County Animal Control officers shall have the power and authority to seize these cats. And if the city can designate a person to pick up these cats, and you don't have to inform the owners to set live cages and take them to the shelter, or I would rather go to Paul's. But we just would have to designate a person within the city to be in charge of it.
Carl, wasn't you doing that for a while? Setting cat traps?
And we set them all the time. We go wherever we're called.
They were already doing that.
That's what I'm saying, but some people say you have to try to contact the owner. The only way you have to contact the owner, according to our ordinances, is if they have a collar on with the owner's name and number. If they don't, they're considered at large, a nuisance, and a city official can pick them up and take them to Paul's or the animal control shelter.
Carl, where you guys been taking the cats to?
Paul's.
The Green Mile.
That's all one thing.
Okay.
Animal control is one thing, and the shelter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'd rather them go to Paul's, but it says you can take them to the animal control shelter, but I'd rather them go to Paul's. They get better care, I feel like.
Paul's is the animal shelter.
Okay.
Taking them both.
Okay. Okay, so if someone calls you, then you can maybe go there to their property and set a cage up on their property, the people that's calling. Because that would require that the cat is off the owner's property and on someone else's, and that would satisfy the ordinance.
I think you guys been doing that, haven't you?
Right. We've lost a couple from traps through the theft, though.
Imagine that.
I've had complaints from Elm Street of cat fights, and they're not owned by anybody, they're stray cats, so I'll get you the addresses on those.
I get complaints from all over the city, all on the hill. I think a lot of them like to dump them, what happens.
I know a lot of people pulling the car wash over here on Tate and
The alley there.
Lake.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the neighbors feed them because they feel bad for them, but I know that a lot of people pull in the car wash, kick them out, and then take off because no one can
Right,
see them
they
kick
just
them out.
dump 'em.
So it's a big problem there, too.
We set a lot of the traps after work hours.
And your city vehicles or your personal vehicles?
No, I'll be using my Jeep, I guess, now.
Okay.
Well, we had to, we'll probably have to buy some more traps. It is a problem.
Like to pick them up before everybody's trafficking around town. Kind of put it nice.
Right.
Do it at night at 6 o'clock in the morning before anybody's even up.
Right. Any more, Aaron?
No, that's it, Your Honor.
Okay. What about Mackenzie Stewart Memorial Run?
Oh, I did.
They did all those.
Yeah, I did both of those.
Okay. Back to you, Jackie.
Okay.
Additional appropriation ordinance.
You need to see if there's anybody here to talk about the notice that was in the paper.
On hearing?
Yeah.
Is everybody here to talk about the public hearing? The notice was in the paper.
These are for the additional appropriation.
Yeah.
Additional appropriations. Seeing none.
Okay. Okay, then, wait a minute, Lord. Somewhere I have paperwork. Just a little. Okay, then I have the ordinance for the additional appropriation, which is ordinance number 9, 2013. Whereas it has been determined that it is now necessary to increase the appropriations in excess of what was originally appropriated in the annual budget, now therefore be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Dearborn County, Indiana, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. It's the Riverboat Fund, and it's 284,001,125, Deputy Clerk Treasurer, Position B, $38,745. That is to make a full-time person out of my part-time girl. And 284,001,577, Speedway sponsorship of $22,000.
Okay, need a motion of first reading of ordinance number 9, 2013.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What's her hourly salary starting out at, her hourly wage?
I don't have that with me, but the whole position, you only get 75% of the salary.
Okay, what's her final hourly wage?
I don't have that with me either, Jane, I'm sorry.
How can we vote on something we don't know?
I want to say that
Is it labor wage or?
it's in the union contract, yeah. I think the final one is 24 something. I'm not sure what the hourly rate is on the 75%. I didn't figure that.
So this is a salary, this is a salary, this is a one-year thing, correct?
No.
This is just for the remainder of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's at the 75% because new employees can't get the full salary. It's in the union contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was discussed earlier about not hiring any new employees.
It was. But I'll tell you what, if you all want anything out of my office, I need help.
Is that there's nobody within that can be moved to
No.
take that position?
No, not
Everybody's
really.
got jobs they do. I mean, it's just not like we can drop somebody out of the sky to do this.
Can't we?
Most clerk treasurer offices, her size, it's got 5 to 6 people or 8 people in them. She's down, what do you got, 4?
I got 2 at a part-time.
Right.
Jackie, are those amounts you need in the union contract or in the salary ordinance?
It's in the union contract. It says that you only get 75%, and then I took the clerk B position out of the union contract and took 75%, and it may not be quite that much. It may be a little less than that now. I had the figures today, but I don't have them tonight.
So you're asking for an appropriation of
Yeah,
$38,745
for the rest of this year.
for 8 months' pay.
It's probably a little less than that, because I figured it today, Jane, and I didn't bring that with me.
Was that with fringes in there too?
No, that's not with fringes. That's just salary.
That's a lot of money for a clerk file person.
Well, she's gonna be more than a clerk file.
Jackie, does she have any education as far as degrees?
Yeah, she's got a degree, I think in business. And she worked in my office for about 6 summers, doing all kinds of work, so she knows more about the office, than most people would.
Has this position been posted in the newspaper?
No.
It needs to be posted in the newspaper.
I think she worked over the time, the union time.
She's worked over the night, yeah.
The 90-day thing.
It still have to be posted.
Yeah.
And it'd be 90 days before she's actually in the union.
She's already in the union, Bill.
She's already in the union.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the union, and it's just, I do think as far as it being posted, Jackie is.
Well, they posted it within the city.
you're right.
It wasn't in the
Posted
paper.
Wasn't in the paper, but it was posted where it needed to be as far as by the
Yeah,
clock.
posted by the union, yeah. Yes.
Don't want to go with this.
I make a motion for first reading the ordinance, because it sounds like she needs the help myself.
She does.
Plus the girl's been there 6 years, it's not like she's a rookie, so.
Okay, making a motion on first reading, ordinance number 9.
Can we separate this ordinance?
I think it has to be re-advertised.
I don't think you can. It's got to be done as is.
If she don't use it all, she don't have to use it all.
You can't separate.
No, I'm talking about keeping the clerk treasurer separate from the Speedway sponsorship.
It's all one ordinance.
That's how it was advertised in the paper.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Aye.
Wait a minute.
Roll call, please.
Hold on. Let me write that down. Okay. Jane?
No.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Okay. Mike?
No.
JR?
Yes.
Okay.
The ayes have it.
Yeses have it.
Okay. Motion to suspend the rules, reading ordinance number 9 by title only for the second time.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Roll call, please.
Okay. Jane?
No.
Aaron?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Mike?
No.
JR?
Yes.
Okay, yes, let's have it.
Gotta read the whole
Okay,
ordinance.
okay.
I
Yeah.
think it can only pass if everybody
There's a
votes
unan-
for it on the first night.
You're right. He's right.
Has to be unanimous the first reading.
Unanimous in order to proceed. If they don't vote to unanimously to do it for the second time, so. But it just has to come up on the May 6th meeting for the second and third reading.
Oh, okay.
Can you split them, Jackie, into just two separate appropriations?
You've already voted on this one. It has to go like this. You already voted on the one.
This is what's been advertised
Yeah,
by
that's what I was
statute.
advertising in the paper.
Okay, moving on. April's cleanup month. I like to add that to May too, if everybody wants to, because we've had a lot of calls.
Is that for the dumpsters?
Dumpsters.
Yeah, free dumpsters.
I had somebody call me today. I guess they talked to somebody over at the garage.
Right.
Is it allowed to be like wood construction debris, 2x4s, or because they was told no, so I told them I'd try
No,
to
they're
find
not,
out.
because it's just clean out your garage and stuff like that. If it's the remodeling a house, they have to get another dumpster.
Okay.
But they gotta haul that up to, it's more.
So no
expensive.
type of construction debris, no drywall,
No.
wood, okay,
That's been the policy in the past.
okay.
I'd like the motion to add May to this.
I
Moved.
There's
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Need to put it in the paper.
You're right. Bill Brenner, Little League Opening Day Parade, Girl Scouts Pool Pass donation.
You did those.
We already
We already did those.
Okay, good.
Mayor, I got something under new business that you okayed.
Okay.
The mayor was kind enough to make a proclamation, the month of the month of the military child is the month of April. And we're going to go into each individual school, the high school, the middle school, the elementary school, the primary school, and St. Lawrence School, and give each student that has a parent, whether he's on active duty or in the reserves or in the States or overseas, he or she, parent can be a man or a woman, will each receive a certificate that myself and Mary Lewis from our SVP and Dina Baker kind of helped design. And I'd like to pass it down to see if council likes what we've come up with. And if council thinks that's sufficient, I was wanting to maybe add a monetary gift to give to each child. And I know we're not allowed to give money directly to people, so we was going to make a donation to RSVP where they could give a gift back to each child, depending on, what we decide to give, or if we decide to give anything more than the proclamation certificate itself. And also on the front of that, it will state the parent's name, the military that he's serving in, whether it's the United States Marine Corps or the Navy or whatever military, and it will also recognizing the daughter and the son and thanking them for their parents' service.
Jane, do you have any idea about how many children this would be?
We were hoping to get a count by end of closing day today at Dina's office, and she didn't.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get a count in the morning. And we want to go into the schools and present these to the children, and the best dates we could come up that would work for the mayor would be the 25th or the 26th of May. We may have to use both days. And it was also suggested to me that maybe we get somebody like PG Gentry involved.
Gentryp.
Gentryp. And he's, you know, he's got a military background. He can make a nice statement, but it's that.
He'll do it. He's retired, he does all this stuff.
Yeah.
Jane, I gotta have a date or time on those dates.
What
so I can
dates?
add
What
it to
dates
my
was that?
calendar.
April 25th and 26th.
You said May.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta have a time.
Okay, it's April, okay.
Because when you said May, I was like, that's final weeks, I don't think the
Be a
schools.
time so I could, my schedule goes out the far.
We're still working on that with the schools. I know we're supposed to be at St. Lawrence School on May 26th at 2:15.
2:15.
That's a definite.
I'd just like to tell the mayor, Jane, everybody else involved, thanks for considering our military families.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Give me a time on this week, Jane.
The audience wants to sit.
At the end of new business.
Let's see, the old business?
I just have, as far as any, the lawsuit pertaining to Jackie Stutz, just wanted to let the council know that there has been mediation ordered in that case, and to be done by the end of May 31st. Other than that, we kind of are in a little bit of a quandary, being as the council voted to discontinue Barnes and Thornburg as their attorney. So at this point, I'm not sure. I haven't received a withdrawal from Mr. Cransley, who was Mr. Kyle's associate, but I kind of don't know what the council wants me to do at this point.
What's this pertain to?
There's a lawsuit filed by former council member Doug Taylor, Mike Lawrence, and Jane Pope versus Jackie Stutz. And includes allegations concerning, and this is all public, this is not something, there was allegations concerning the raises that were paid during the year 2012 to 3 individuals, and also the non-compliance, or the allegations were non-compliance with the Public Records Act. That's the extent of the lawsuit.
What, I mean, as far as
all the numerous public
records.
records requests that were requested from the clerk's office, basically were either not being turned over or not being done in a timely manner.
Were most of those from that Reedy Financial, or?
Jackie would have to talk to that, but from what I could understand, yes.
I got a question. When did we vote on this?
It was back in 12. I don't remember exactly when. Jane or Mike might be more prepared to tell you that.
At a meeting, though?
Yeah. I thought they did.
Mike, was that mentioned at a meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I can't remember
What
when.
month?
Well, like I said.
But I mean, my belief is, and I mean, I was part of, but Barnes and Thornburg's been released, so.
I'd like to make a motion to, can we dismiss this?
Yes, it could be dismissed. And actually, Judge Cleary, who is in front of, kind of didn't know what to tell me either. So it's not something that I can carry on myself. Two sides against, each other. So
You versus you?
me versus me.
Well, yeah, since,
Is there any way, council's entitled to a public defender representation?
No, civil suit.
so basically we either have to pay you to represent both sides or dismiss it.
Mediation will go very well. No, I don't. It's just not something I've ever come up with before. I mean, it's not. It's very. At this point.
I make a motion to dismiss this lawsuit against our clerk treasurer. I think we can hopefully work within our own house and maybe get it fixed.
Second.
Second.
That adds the other things she was talking about too, the raises.
Yes, the whole, whatever the lawsuit is.
Okay, we have the first and the second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Roll call, please. I think some of them didn't vote.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, wait a minute.
Who made the second?
JR.
JR did.
Jane.
No.
Aaron.
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Mike.
Tell you the truth, I don't know what to say. I'll abstain, I guess.
Abstain's a yes vote.
JR.
Yes.
Okay.
Ayes have
Let's
it.
still have it.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes.
that's all I have.
Oh.
I'd like to make a comment to that. Now that we have lost our attorney and our financial advisor, we have no legal leg to stand on whatsoever. They can do whatever they want to do. They can get by with whatever they want to get by with.
It's majority vote and you do have an attorney. We have a city attorney.
Jane, you once told me.
And I will accept it.
It takes 3 votes. It's a democracy. That's what you told me in a meeting.
And I
And I had to
accept
sit
that.
here, I had to sit here and basically just sit here and take everything getting crammed down our throats. And this is not something, I think we could work this out in-house.
I have tried to work this out in-house with Jackie. I have got a file this thick of requests that I still have not gotten all of them.
You don't have,
I think you've just forgot about them, or they got pinned up on the wall, or they've got lost. I was finance chairperson and couldn't even get information. That's why we had to file the lawsuit.
Our office was understaffed too, with all the requests you guys throwed at her.
plus other requests.
You didn't have time to get a lot of this stuff. I mean, they were just pounding with paperwork.
Jane, I will
That's
check
all
if we've got
office.
requests over there from you.
You didn't discuss claims board
I've got
approval?
more old business.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask Carl how the cab code enforcement was going, because I know there were some issues with that.
Suzanne just left here. We've got a complete ordinance. We have a meeting with the cab people. We have stickers for the cab. We have everything set up according to our city ordinance. And all people that hold current license in that area.
And I didn't see anything wrong with it. I reviewed it, pretty simple, so.
We got everything for that.
Okay.
Can I ask a question on that? Now, that was only for if cabs are picking up here, is that correct? But they can drop off here?
Cabs can drop off. According to our ordinance, they're not allowed to come in and pick up.
Right, but say they can drop somebody off at the casino from Cincinnati. They just can't come back and pick them up. Is that right?
Problem, I think, what it was, they'd have 5 or 6 cabs sitting there trying to fight over employees, and they'd get out of hand. Yeah, they can drop off.
Well, they have
wherever they
people
want.
that
And
they
there was
dropped
some,
off,
like, from Rising
and
Sun, I
then the
think
valets
they
or
probably
somebody
would be
there would
okay
call
with
that
because,
cab
you
back
know,
to come back and
we're
get
talking
them,
about
and they're not
Rising
supposed to. I mean, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
And then also, I was, you mentioned the recycling convention date. Did you know when that was? Because I would like to go to that.
Yeah, I'll put you down.
Okay, you can just call me tomorrow or something.
I'm sorry, I think it's close to that date you got, Gene, for the, school. I'll check tomorrow, let you know.
Okay, then the other thing was the touchy issue on the car taking home. We had to bring it up under council,
What?
the vehicles being taken home.
Oh, okay.
So it's, I don't know the union, I don't know the union contract that well, but, so it's in there that they can't take them home, or the union, it's not, the union doesn't protect them to take it home, do you guys know, or?
Mayor, may I make a comment? I read the union contract. It's in there that no union employees are allowed to take their vehicles home.
Police and fire take theirs home.
They're different.
It does spell that out.
It does spell
What
that
I remember
out.
reading, I think more or less it's just saying all the parties that signed it agreed, I guess, that union employees didn't take them home. I remember even if they was on call, they didn't. Police was supposed to, and I think fire, just to drive them to and from,
Exactly.
but nowhere
Right.
else. was what it
So
said.
it's against the union contract to take them home then?
Yes, for if you're a union employee, other than a police officer, and they even changed it on the police officer and the fire department, they may take their vehicle home and drive back, but they're not allowed to use it for personal business anymore, or have family in the vehicles anymore.
For the record, I don't use mine for personal business.
I know you don't, Mario, and I know you only live a block and a half away, and I know it's no big deal to you. But the thing is, if one person has to do it, I think all people should have to follow.
Well, and Jane, this question did come up because I read the same contract you did before the contract came into effect, and after I read that, that's when I contacted Chief Stewart, Dave Schneider, and he said, in fact, he said, no, he said, you are not named. Why? I don't know. That's why I'd like to get him in here tomorrow to have a discussion, but he said, no, you are not included in that statement.
Yeah,
He said, and he
I
said
don't
that
know
was
whether he has the
discussed-
right to include, say that or not, I don't know.
Actually, he told me he resigned, is that true? I don't.
We don't have a chief union steward anymore.
He did.
We have
They're
one
pretty
that
clear.
covers replace.
I negotiated the contract. They're pretty clear as states it.
What I said, correct, Mayor?
Like
Thank
I
you,
say,
thank you for backing me up
when-
on that.
When that came up, before it was passed, I did ask him, and he's the one that said no, so that's where,
Well, we can't amend the contract. We open up the contract.
I
We
agree
just
with you on
didn't.
that.
So,
I just hate it because we're expecting, I mean, I don't know about Mike's issue, but Carl, we're expecting him to come down and get cats, and I've seen him picking up cats and possums at the trailer court over there on Saturday. When he gets a salary, he's not getting paid anymore. We expect the guy to drive here on his own gas, his own vehicle, to do city work, and he's not getting paid any extra money, and I don't know anybody who would do that.
We expect anybody else that gets called in to do it. They have to come in when they're
He's
in a
not getting
vehicle.
paid anything. They're getting paid.
We're
for-
salary.
Yeah.
You're getting a fine salary.
Jane, do you understand that,
Not
I
really.
took a $5,000 cut and pay to have a vehicle when I came here?
And you cut my salary 10,000.
I think the mayor done said that we have to go by the
I thought you
contract,
might want to know all parts of it before you said anything.
and I think we need to go by the contract.
Well, we'll talk to the mayor first.
And Mayor, I hope you keep your word on this one.
oh, yeah, Jane, I don't do a contract, don't keep my word on it.
I know you will, so thank you.
Moving on. Comments from the audience?
Got some restless kids over here.
Come on up.
Yeah, come on
Come on
up.
up.
Come on up, girls.
Come up first.
Been here all night. Did so well.
Tell me your group, please.
We're the Martinsburg Moms Mind and Motion Destination Imagination Team.
Oh, just, okay.
They were here
Oh,
before.
did you guys win?
Yes.
Yay!
This past Saturday, we won the state competition. We've been invited to compete at the global competition in May 2013. It is going to be a great opportunity for us. There are 1,200 teams from 47 states, 7 Canadian provinces, and 13 countries coming. However, it is very expensive. It will cost us $655 per girl and coach. That is, we plan on doing some fundraising, but we can only have 3 weeks to come up with all the money. We were hoping that the city of Lawrenceburg might be able to sponsor some or all of our team. We appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you.
How many is there?
On the team.
How many girls? 6. There are 6 girls, and then we have to have 2 coaches go.
And tell them the figures.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell them the figures.
How much is it going to cost?
Oh,
For the team.
for the team, it costs $3,930, and for our coaches, for our 2 coaches to go, it costs.
With the team.
Huh?
Total.
Total is $5,240.
$40 for the team and the coaches, right? Okay, that's what I got.
Anything on the board?
How do we go about giving them money, Leslie?
I mean, they would have to roll something out when they picked up a check, but it wouldn't be a big deal. I guess it just depends if you have the money in your donation funds, or where it could come from, Jack?
It could come from city marketing, Jack?
City marketing, I think,
And
set
then-
back too for wages, isn't it?
No, there was some other money there.
Some other money there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what about with the State Board of Accounts, you said about the...
We would just say, whenever they picked up any money, they would have to sign something that basically says, and,
What they did
I
with
don't
the
know about
money.
required receipts or whatever it is.
No, it would just be putting on this little agreement what all you're gonna do with the money. So if it's gonna be for travel and lodging, whatever, that's basically
Just gives a little.
what I would need to know to put on the agreement.
It's an all-inclusive price. That's a destination imagination. You have to stay in their housing. So that's lodging, all their food, all of that is one price, and you have to pay that.
Okay.
Well,
You
since
can't-
this is educational, I'm gonna make a motion that out of city marketing, that we give them $5,240.
Okay.
For their trip.
Was that the correct amount?
Yeah.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it. Good luck,
And Mayor, we forgot when we talked about the certificate, do we want to give the children a monetary gift, or do we just want to give them a certificate?
That's up to the board, whatever the board wants to do.
Anybody have any suggestions?
But we don't have any idea on the
I think
count
that-
yet?
I think you need to find out how many kids you're gonna do, and then
Find
look
the
at,
number, and
then look at what money you wanna do. I mean, you could say an amount, and it could be a really big amount of kids that,
You're not gonna do this in May anyway, they can find out.
No, it's April.
it's April, honey,
Oh, so
April.
April changed to April?
Yeah, see, you made.
We May
you-
1st. Oh, my, I don't know. I check schedule. Okay, you wanna get a head count and come back? Well, we can't, we won't have a meeting.
Well, would there be any way that, like at each school, that maybe they could have them a pizza party or something? I mean...
They'd probably
You know,
enjoy
rather
that better
than-
than anything.
That would be a good idea.
No, rather than give them an actual gift,
We'll do that.
have a pizza party?
Get a head count, we'll have a pizza party for them. Kids enjoy that more than anything else, probably.
You want me to go ahead and contact PG too?
Contact who?
PG.
PG, yes.
Yeah, when they give out the certificates.
You need to make a motion for the pizza party.
Okay, I make a motion that we hand out the certificates to the military children and have a pizza party for their classroom.
Your second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Ayes have it.
Yeah, that could be every classroom.
It could be.
But that's still
It
not,
could
yeah.
be.
It's probably every classroom.
Oh, well.
Anyway.
Any more old business?
You better get Little Caesars.
So Leslie, we're allowed to write a check to a pizza place and we're okay?
I don't know about the
Oh, yeah, it's all about.
He said do Little Caesar.
That's her.
Oh,
Save money, that's good, Eric.
$5 pizzas, Bill?
I said the same thing.
Those kids love Little Caesars. I've never tried it. I don't know.
Oh, that was funny.
Kid don't care, as long as it's pizza, they don't
Happy
care.
days.
Okay. No more old business? Any comments from the audience? Any more? Hearing none. Review and discuss claims for board approval?
I make a motion to approve all claims except for voucher number 1341 CSX Transportation Incorporated Hollywood for $358,102.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Jane?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Aaron?
No.
Bill?
No.
Mike?
Yes.
JR?
No.
The ayes have it.
Noes, well, yeah, it didn't pass.
Well,
The noes had it. The noes, there's 3 noes and 2
all
yes.
3 noes? Okay.
Yes, and
I
2
make a
yeses.
motion to
Before the
approve.
motion's made, I'd like to make a comment. according to the 10-county ordinance, and this is for Mr. Holdcraft's attention, that we created a new 10-county grant ordinance, ordinance number 18, 2012. We created it on the 26th day of November, 2012. And in program guidelines, it says all recommended grants by the committee will be subject to final approval of Common Council. This grant has never been brought back before Common Council
Read number 5, Jane.
for approval.
Read number 5 for him. You can't just read part of it. Read number 5 for him.
I'm going to read number 4, revision and ratification. All grants approved by the prior grant review committee with respect to the 10-county grant program are hereby declared to be reviewable by the committee and subject to required modification with prior approval of Common Council. All said grants approved since January 1, 2012 are hereby ratified. That ratified all grants prior to November 26th.
In the year of 2012.
In the year of 2012.
And that was one of those grants.
And that grant did not get approved, the Hollywood grant did not get approved till February 13th, 2013, which should have came back before City Council to be approved. The ordinance was redone November 2012. The agreement was entered upon on the 13th day of February 2013. So it's my opinion, and it was our professional opinion from our attorney, that all grants have to come back before City Council for final approval. No exceptions. If this goes through, it's just one more thing.
This grant's before the council right now.
It's just one more thing that, I'll say it, the FBI's got you.
Still no.
The FBI will be in town tomorrow.
I know.
Well, I figured somebody did.
Yeah, Jane, you always want to say the FBI's got us, but
Well, I'm just saying.
no. Can I finish?
Go ahead.
I was contacted by the FBI. I never told anybody up here this, but last week, and it's not about me. So I can tell you that, you know, yeah. So watch what you're doing too. They'll be at my house tomorrow at 12:30 in case you want to drive by.
I've already been told.
Okay.
Okay. Motion adjournment.
We didn't put this thing through.
No, you're not done yet, Mayor, just so you know.
Leslie, as council, do you understand what I'm saying, though? We can't do this unless it gets final approval of council.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
That's why I'm asking her for her advice. I want to see what kind of advice she gives us.
The same as what I told you before, Jane. You by doing that ordinance, you ratified all of those agreements prior to the time you ratified it.
Right.
That's been my opinion since day one.
Right, and I agree with you, but this grant wasn't till February 13th, 2013.
It was ratified, all grants that were presented to the grant committee were ratified from November to January, and you were the one that actually made that motion.
Correct, from November to January of 2012.
Correct, backwards.
Correct. So this grant was approved, the agreement and grant was approved the 13th day of February 2013. So this grant has not been ratified.
The grant was given by the grant committee in, what did we figure, July?
June or July?
June or July of 2012.
Not this long.
To exclude that claim is not passed.
The council did not give the grant, the grant committee gave the grant. That's where we were, and that's why I advised, and I talked to Hollywood, that to go ahead and do the claim.
I need paperwork showing where it was approved in 2012, prior to the
Well, that would
And
be with the
then
grant committee.
There were 3 against the motion and 2 for. Okay?
You have something with you, Grant?
Could you give us a date?
Bill, I don't recall, it was summer.
Summer?
2012, yes. July or August is pretty accurate. We made 2 presentations well before September. Thank you.
I don't know. Her motion
So
died.
it's before council now.
Before council, what's council want to do?
Approved by the grant committee?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the grant.
Here a second.
Second.
All in
Wait a
favor?
minute.
Aye.
Hold on, don't go too fast here. Okay.
All against?
Aye.
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Jane?
What are we doing? Are we approving the grant, or are we approving the claims and invoices?
The grant.
Okay, no.
Okay. Aaron?
Yes.
Okay. Bill? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Mike? No.
No.
No, okay. JR?
Yes.
Okay. So it passed.
Pass, your ayes have it. Okay, now,
To approve the claims.
motion approved claims, yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
No.
Wait a minute. Aaron, was Aaron the second? Huh?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have to have roll call
Roll call,
vote.
please.
Jane?
No.
Okay, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay. Bill?
Yes.
Yes. Mike? Huh?
No.
Oh, okay. JR?
Yes.
Okay, that passed.
Motion passed. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody against that?
I don't know, wait a minute.
Okay, so, does that mean I can give off better mail this check? Yes, ma'am. Okay. No problem.
Thank you for
No, I said that.
And there's a list of just some of this, like partial, some of what we did. Okay? I'll just send yours to you, everybody else got all that. Just so you're all-